This 4 hours long special Databricks session will make you an outlier in the crowd. How? Because the dynamics of the Databricks are totally changed and upgraded. So, in this video, you will gain strong hands-on with Unity Catalog, External Location, Unity Metastore, Storage Credentials, External Delta Table versus Managed Delta Table, External Volume versus Managed Volume in Unity Catalog, Data Versioning, Time Travel, Delta Lake Optimization, Spark Streaming, Loading Incremental Data using Autoloader. One more thing. As per the trend, all the interview questions are revolving around these areas because industry is rapidly upgrading. So everything is available for you under one video. And if you have decided to crack the interviews and be competitive in the world of data engineering, and I believe your answer is yes. So what are you waiting for? Just take out your notebook, pen, pencil, laptop, computer, everything, and let's get started with this amazing Databricks session. Welcome. Here is your boy Ansh Lamba back with another masterpiece. So, what are we discussing today? We're gonna discuss modern Databricks. What's that? So, as you already saw the introduction, that Databricks is changed totally. Trust me, totally. Because there were like so many updates, there were like so many additions. The way we were using Databricks is totally changed. But wait. I am upset with you. Why? The reason is I got to know something this week that 70% of my viewers have not subscribed my channel. Why? Just tell me this thing. Why? Don't you like my face? I think I'm cute. And still, why you are not hitting that subscribe button? Why? Tell me. I know you forgot because you love me a lot. I know this. So just hit that subscribe button because you know this channel is for you so that you can learn and grow. And to those who are new to this channel, so on this channel we post real learning videos. We post long format videos based on tutorials, masterclasses, projects, and everything from scratch. And the main element, we fun while learning. We are not the ones who like boring lectures, so we learn by having fun. So if you also want to become a part of this data fam, of my data fam, you can just click on that or hit on that subscribe button, and just after 1 second you will be the part of my data fam. And my data fam is like crazy. They forgot to hit the subscribe button, but they have now hit the subscribe button. So yeah, I love them a lot. So what are we going to discuss in today's video? As I just mentioned that we're going to discuss modern Databricks. So what's that? So basically, let me give you a hint. You will just relate it better. So now we have something called Unity Catalog. Yeah, we have heard about this, but we do not know anything. I know. Don't worry. That's why I am here to tell you. So Unity Catalog is one of the most recent additions. Not recent like just 1 second ago, but 1 second ago. So yeah, it is a new addition to Databricks, and that particular addition has changed Databricks a lot. Second change, and this is a major change, that is data lake. No, data lake. It's Delta Lake. So second addition, which is a major addition, is Delta Lake. Yes, you would have heard about Delta Lake a lot, and we have like so many updates in Delta Lake as well. Then we have something called streaming in Delta Lake. Have you tried this? No? Don't worry, we will try it today. So there are like so many updates in Databricks, and it's not just about updates. It's about the architecture that is totally changed. The way we were using Databricks is totally changed, and now we use Databricks with a different approach. We have so many new things. We have volumes in Databricks. We have like deep clone, shallow clone of tables. Like, we will be discussing each and everything, and you already know the agenda of today's video. You would have already seen those topics in my introduction. So are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? And obviously, as per the previous videos as well, so we will be discussing each and everything from scratch, from yes, scratch. So that thing is, obviously, we will be discussing basics in brief because these concepts are totally new, so we do not need to rely on the fundamentals or basics a lot, because this is a Databricks masterclass, or you can say it is a masterclass on modern Databricks. So we will be discussing fundamentals in brief, and then we will directly jump onto the new topics. And trust me, even if you do not have any prior experience, you can grasp all the concepts easily. So now new subscribers or new viewers are asking how. So my data fam, just tell them how, because the way we explore, we learn, you can grasp the concepts like this. And trust me, this is way better than the paid courses. So it's a win-win for you. So it's up to you if you want to become a part of my data fam. So you can just click on subscribe button, because I was really upset because I know that you have now clicked on that subscribe button. Okay. So let's get started. First of all, what are the prerequisites? So basically, obviously, you should have laptop or PC with stable internet connection so that you can just watch the whole video seamlessly. Okay. Second thing is Databricks account. Do you have a Databricks account? Do you have a Databricks account? No? Don't worry. I will just tell you how you can just create a Databricks account. And no need to worry, bro. I told you, everything will be available on this channel. Third thing, excitement to learn Databricks. See, the main thing to learn Databricks or any new technology is excitement. You should feel excited to learn technologies. And don't worry, because we are overexcited people. So you will not be lacking in excitement. Don't worry, don't worry. Just stay with us for a few more minutes. You will get to know everything. Then, first question. Even if you do not know what is Databricks, we're gonna cover this topic as well. Quickly, what is Databricks? So, okay, let me tell you what is Databricks. So Databricks is just a management layer on the top of the clusters. What's that? So basically, Apache Spark was created by a group of people, right? Obviously. So that group of people further created something called as Databricks. Yes, this Databricks. So what they developed after Apache Spark? So they thought, obviously in Apache Spark, we need to manage the clusters. That's a big overhead. So they thought that they can create an application which will manage all the clusters and which will take the overhead of the customers like this. And they did that. And now we do not need to manage the clusters, obviously the group of computers, group of nodes that we have, and the machines that we scale horizontally based on our requirements. So it manages everything. Everything means everything. Trust me. So do you know the architecture of Databricks? Let me quickly cover like what is that architecture like quickly. So basically in Databricks we have two things. Like in architecture we have two things. One is control plane. Okay. Oh, my laptop, man. Ah, forget about it. Control plane and data plane. Okay, perfect. So what are these two planes and what do we have in these planes? Okay, basically this data plane is also known as compute plane. Previously it was known as data plane. Let me just remove it then. Okay, let me just type fresh. So one is control plane. Okay, and second thing is compute plane. Perfect. So in the control plane, if you will open your Databricks web application, we will open it. Okay. So all the UI UX experience, that is like user interface, web application, access control, each and everything. You are configuring your clusters, you are creating your notebooks, each and everything is under control plane. It's under control plane. Okay. Now, what is this compute plane? This is the backbone. This is the backbone. Why? All the clusters means nodes, virtual machines, right? Computers. All those resources will be falling under this compute plane, and this compute plane is the backbone of Databricks. Why? Because it manages all those resources. Your compute means like your virtual machines, your nodes. I will show you everything, don't worry about it. I will show you the nodes as well, like where it is storing. Don't worry about that. Plus the main thing, your data, the data that you're using, it manages that as well. Where? On your cloud storage. Where? On your cloud storage. Wait. Where is your notebook? Where is your notebook? Just take out your notebook right now, pause the video and bring your notebook on your desk and just start taking notes, because I will not go further if you will not make notes. So it's very, very important and it's really handy for you as well. Trust me, just start taking notes right now. Okay. So we were discussing that it stores the data in the cloud storage as well. So all those things happen under compute plane. It's simple, don't make it complicated. This is the whole architecture behind the Databricks. Don't worry, we will discuss each and everything. Okay. So now, what is this community edition versus cloud account? So if you have heard Databricks, if you have heard about Databricks before, you would have heard that we have something called community edition, where we can just create our Databricks account and we can explore so many things, right? So many things. That's a good thing. But if you want to crack the interviews, you have to show your experience while working with the cloud accounts. Why? Because in the industry, all the data is residing on the cloud. Plus, it's not just about cracking the interviews, it's about being an efficient Databricks engineer as well. Why? Because we will be just doing so many stuff, so much of stuff like dealing with data lakes. We will be just creating external location, and it is very, very, very important when you are learning Unity catalog. When you are learning Unity catalog, how you can just work with Unity catalog with the Databricks Community Edition? No, you cannot. You have to use your cloud account. But Ansh, we do not have any cloud account. We do not have AWS account. We do not have Azure. We do not have GCP account. Did I ask you that you should have? No. So we will be creating a free Azure account which will help you to learn each and everything. And in this scenario, we will pick Azure. Why? Because I love Azure. Just kidding. So the thing is, Azure is well integrated with Databricks, and they provide Databricks service as their first party provider, that is called Azure Databricks, and it's free as well. We can just I will just help you how you can just create a free Azure account, and within that free Azure account you can create free Databricks account as well. Wow. You do not need to pay for any course, you do not need to pay for any resource, you do not need to pay for any course. You just need to hit that subscribe button. So now AWS and GCP users will say, hey, can we just watch this video because we use AWS and GCP? So the answer is yes, because in this particular video, we are learning Databricks, and Databricks is independent of any cloud. It just uses cloud to store your data. So once you have your Databricks account ready, you can use any cloud provider. And yes, you can just watch this video because we are just using Azure for storage. All the things, like 99% of the things are pure Databricks. It has nothing to do with Azure. So do not need to worry. Just start this video. You will love this video. Trust me, bro. We will be using Microsoft Azure. So without wasting any time, let's get started and create our Azure account, and then we will kickstart our Databricks journey. And do not worry, I will just show you everything, how you can create your compute, how you can create your clusters. We will take care of control node, compute node, everything. I'm really excited for today's session, because this is the session that will make you an outlier in the crowd, and you will definitely ace the interviews like this, because this is the skill that companies are looking for right now. Unity catalog, streaming, Delta Lake, these things are in demand. Okay, pro tip for you. If you are not aware of my previous videos, I have already created one Databricks masterclass video, and that video has like deeply covered all the basics and each and everything from scratch, the basic level, the you can say fundamentals. You can watch that video if you want to gain strong fundamental knowledge and obviously strong core skills. Even if you do not have, if you have not watched that video, still it is fine, because all these concepts are new, all these concepts are independent of that video. But if you listen to my advice, I will advise you to just save that video. I will just provide the link in the description. You can just save that video and you can just watch it later, because it will just build your skills, and you can expect at least 20-30% of the interview questions from that area, those areas as well. So it's up to you. So you should not leave any thread. So just click on that video, like that video, or just save that video. It's up to you. And then you can just watch that video after this video, right? This video is independent of that video, because in this video we will be covering all the new concepts, plus we will cover some basics as well. So it's fine. Don't need to worry. Don't need to worry, bro. I'm here. I'm here. Ansh Lamba is here. So you do not need to worry. So let's create our first Azure account and let's get started. So my bro, you just need to go to your incognito mode or just open any tab. Just click on, not click on, just write Azure free account. As you can see, I have written it for you. Just click on it, hit enter. Then you can just click on the very first link, that is your create Azure account as or pay as you go. So this is your web page that you should expect. You just need to click on try Azure for free. Do not click on this one, pay as you go. This is a paid one. I personally use pay as you go because I want to teach you. I want to just share my knowledge. So do not worry about that. I will just tell you how you can just create a free account. So just use try Azure for free. Just click on it, and then it will just ask you to provide your email ID. If you do not have any email ID like for Microsoft, just click on create one. Just click on create one. It obviously it will be helpful for you to keep it for emails. It's up to you. You can just keep your email ID, bro. Don't worry. So I already have one. I will just put the credentials here. You will just land on this page. This is your form that you need to fill. Not a form. You just need to put your personal details and where do you live, phone number, everything. Just click on this sign up button. That's it. And I just want to show you one thing. As you can see that you will get US $200 for first 30 days. That's a great deal. You do not need to spend it. This is not for your personal use. So you can just use these $200 in creating resources and just paying for the resources such as Databricks. Obviously, Databricks is a paid resource. You can just create your resource and do not need to pay from your wallet. It will be deducted from these $200. And trust me, it is like enough. Like you can just spend it like $200 in 30 days. Still, you will have some balance left. Do not need to worry. It's enough. One thing, when you will click on the sign up button, this one, it will ask you to provide your card details. Do not get afraid, because it just confirms your identity with your, let's say, banking details, or let's say any card. It confirms that you are the person who will be using this Azure account, because obviously if Azure is giving you the opportunity to use the resources for free and Azure resources are expensive, it needs to confirm the identity. So do not need to worry. You can just put your card details, and after 30 days it will just ask you to maybe upgrade your account. Even if you do not click on anything, even if you do not upgrade your account, all your services will be nullified. It will not charge you. It will not charge you. Do not need to worry. Trust me, bro. Trust me. So when you click on this, your Azure portal account will be created. And after creating Azure portal account, do you want to go to your Azure portal account? Let me take you to the Azure portal account. I love Azure portal account. Let me show you how you can just go there. So you just need to simply go on Google and just type portal.azure.com. So once you write this, simply hit enter and you will just land on this page. Wow, 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 wow. This is your Azure portal account. If you are coming here for the first time, I know that you're gonna love the user interface. First of all, do not worry about these things, because these can vary according to the resources, according to the accounts, because I have already created some resources, I have already worked on some resources. So these are some of the recent resources. Do not need to worry. So how is this? How are you feeling like after landing on your first Azure account, if this is your first Azure portal? So this is the kind of account, this is the kind of portal which we use to create all the resources, everything. So before starting building our Databricks account, I know you're really excited, bro. We do not need to cover Azure in detail. We want to learn Databricks. I know, bro. I know. And first of all, no, second of all, so even if you want to use AWS, even if you want to use GCP, steps will be same, because we are learning Databricks, we are not learning Azure, right? Databricks is the same, functionality of Databricks is the same. So even if you are using Azure, AWS, GCP, doesn't matter. You just need to focus on the steps. Once you have created your Databricks account, you can just integrate it with any cloud platform. Do not need to worry about that. So it was just a disclaimer. So you should feel happy, bro. You should feel happy. So first of all, I want to discuss some of the things. What's that? Oh, nice. By the way, before starting, I just want to discuss something. I had not created, I have just bought something special this week. It's this Rubik's Cube. So I was really curious. I was really excited to solve this. I don't know how to solve it. Now I know. Now I know. So there are like some algorithms that we need to learn, and then it is solved like this. It's not that much easy. But I tried it. It's fun. It's fun. So it was on my table and just saw it. I thought like I should just share it with my data fam. So I'll just try to solve it like while creating the video, and let's see if it is solved by the end of the video. Let's see. Okay. So first of all, I want to share like some important concepts that you should know. It's not like concept, it's like a term that we use. So first of all, that is very important. It's a resource group. I'm just explaining these concepts so that you can just make notes, and even if you are not making notes, then do not talk to me. So resource group, what is a resource group? Basically, a resource group is just a fancy name for a folder. Yes, it's just a fancy name for a folder. So why do we need to create folder? So basically, if we create any resource, now what is a resource? Resource is the service that we use from Azure. If we are using Azure Databricks, it's a resource. If we are using Azure Data Factory, it's a resource. If we are using Data Lake, it's a resource. So all those resources need to be stored under folder, the parent folder. It's called resource group. Simple? It was simple, yeah. See, we just explore the concepts like this, and you will just grasp the knowledge like this. Do not need to read like long documentations. We have already read for you. Now you do not need to read all those documentations. We will transfer our knowledge like this. So this was all about resource groups and resources. So I know like you are smart enough, like what should be our next move. So we need to first of all create a resource group so that we can just store our resources. And what are the resources we will be creating in this video? Only two. What are those? First of all, we will create obviously Azure Databricks. What's the second thing? Data Lake. But bro, we do not have any data lake in Azure. No. You are lying. You are lying. I'm not lying. Trust me, we do not have any data lake in Azure. What? Yeah. So basically, we have something called storage account. Okay. And within that storage account, we get 4 services. One is blob storage. Second is tables. Third is file shares. And fourth one is queues, right? Just forget about these 3. Bye-bye. This is the main one. This is the blob storage, but this is not a data lake. This is just a blob storage. Data lake is built on top of blob storage. So how can we just get the data lake? It's very simple. When we create storage account, we need to select hierarchical namespace. When we select hierarchical namespace, it creates data lake. Why? Because when we select hierarchical namespace, we can save folders within the containers. Let's suppose this is your container. You can create folders hierarchically inside these containers. But in case of blob storage, you cannot create folders. No, not allowed. So this is your data lake. Wow, man, my handwriting. So this was all about the basic concepts. So now you are aware of this. So first of all, let's create resource group. So simply go here and search resource group. Resource groups. Click on this, and then you will see all the resource groups here. Do not worry, these are my previous resource groups. Just ignore it. Simply click on create, and here you will see the name. What resource group name you should give? I will say RG Modern Databricks, Modern DB. Come on, man. Come on. That's a good name. RG Modern DB. Yeah. So then we can just click on review plus create. It will just create our resource groups. Just click on create for one more time. Yep. So it will validate it and it is deployed. So I can just search my resource group, or I can just type rg. What name did I give? Oh man, modern. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So this is my resource group. This is my folder. Now we need to create resources within this resource group. So how we can do that? Just simply click on this plus create. And first of all, we will create our storage account because data lake is really important. Okay, click on it. And then I will just simply search storage account. Okay, click on this, click on create. Then as you can see that on this configuration page, our resource group folder is already there. Why? Because we first clicked on our resource group, then we clicked on plus create button. So it automatically put that resource under that resource group. Simple. Then storage account name. Just a disclaimer, the storage account that I'm going to put here, you cannot put that name in your box. Why? Because we need to make sure that storage accounts are unique throughout the Azure network. Simple. So I will simply say storage modern DB. Is it available? Wow. Is it available? Oh man, that's so good. This is the first time that I'm just picking the storage account without putting my name, because it is very hard to just get the storage account name. So even if you do not get the storage account, you can just put storage modern DB and then you can just put your name, like any name, any name, any name. Or you can just put my name. Just kidding. Then we need to just pick standard performance, and then this is an important feature, redundancy. So by default, it gives us GRS, but to keep the cost low, we are using free account. Still, you should be aware of these cost things. So just select LRS, because in LRS, Azure will make the duplicate copy of our data within the same data center. That's called locally redundant storage, and LRS is the cheapest one. GRS is a little bit expensive, and the most expensive one is GZRS. So just pick this one. Then most important thing, this one. When I click on next, I found this box, enable hierarchical namespace. When you click on it, you have created a Azure data lake. So this was all about it. Then simply click on review plus create, and then it will just validate it for you. It is validated. Click on create, and then it will just deploy your storage account. So it is deploying our storage account. And meanwhile, we can just make some progress with the cube. I am so serious. I'll just solve this cube. Mark my words. Mark my words. And by the end of this video, just mark my words. I know how to solve, bro. I learned it. Okay, no, it is not deployed. Okay, it is deployed. So as you can see, click on go to resource. When you click on it, it will just take you to the resource group where this resource is stored. This is one way of just going there, or the second way is click on home and then just click on resource groups. Then you can just find your resource group. Mine is RG modern DB. Yeah. Then as you can see, our storage account is ready. Our storage account is ready. Now our favorite tool, our favorite resource, Databricks. Let's create that. Click on create button and simply write Databricks. Wow. Databricks. Do not pick this one, access connector. Do not worry, we will create this one as well. What's that? Shh. We'll discuss it. Slowly. Don't rush. Simply click on it, Azure Databricks. Click on create. And then same steps. You just need to pick the workspace name. What's that? Same way, bro, the way that you picked your storage account. So I will name it as modern ADB, Azure Databricks modern. Wow, this is available, bro. Okay, so now the second thing is pricing tier. Now you have three options. Standard, do not pick this one. Do not pick this one. If you want to compromise with some of the functionalities, then you can pick it. But if you want to learn all the things, just pick premium. You have second option as well, trial premium 14 days free DB use. If you want to create this one, you will not get charged. You are using free account, then you can just pick any of these two, like any of the premium or trial premium, because obviously you have $200. If you have pay as you go account, you can pick trial, which is available for 14 days, and this will help you to just create your Databricks and just do all the stuff for 14 days for free. So it's up to you. If you want to do that, you can do that. So I will also pick this trial premium. Okay, let's save some money, bro. Okay, so manage resource group. Hey bro, what's that? We just created a resource group. So but the thing is, do you remember we discussed something called as control plane and compute plane? Yeah. And if you remember, just take out your notes. That's why I told you, just make notes. Just make notes. So if you just see in the compute plane, you will see that we told that it manages the clusters as well under compute plane, right? In compute plane. So in that compute plane, it will store your data as well. So that compute plane will be managed under this resource group. And this resource group is managed by Databricks. And you should not touch it. You should stay away from this, right? Because I know you will just create a mess. Then you will say, hey, I'm just not able to use my Databricks. I'm not able to use my clusters. So don't worry, I will just show you how you can just see it. I'm just kidding. But you should stay away from that particular resource group, because that is recommended by Databricks as well, that is recommended by Azure as well, that that particular resource group should be managed by Databricks. Do not enter into that danger zone. So I will just name it. If you will not name anything, it will just create a random name that I do not want, because you will find difficulties in finding that resource group. So just name it like uh, managed, or let's say RG modern DB managed. Simple. It is easy to find. Then you can just click on next, next, review plus create, and then click on create for one more time. It will just deploy your Azure Databricks, Azure Databricks workspace. See, I have solved this much. Bro, okay, you can laugh. You can laugh, no worries. But I will solve it by end of this video. Just wait and watch. So, as you can see, that our resource is deployed. And are you excited to launch this? I am really excited. I love Databricks. I am a Databricks lover. I love Databricks. So this time let's click on this go to resource, and then you will see launch workspace button. Simply click on it. Simply click on it. So this is your home page for your Databricks. Wow, man. It's lovely. By the way, they have just changed some UI. Like earlier, it was like it used to be gray, darkish gray, and I used to love that color. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, I love Databricks, so don't talk bad about it, right? I love Databricks. So as you can see, we first of all, I want to highlight this. So as you know that we have created our Databricks account, which is a free trial, which will end in 14 days. So it is telling us that your free account will be gone in 14 days. So just try to complete this video in 14 days, or you can just pick premium workspace as well, because you are using free Azure account, bro. Don't need to worry. Don't need to worry. So this is your Azure Databricks portal. So first of all, let's cover this pan. This looks really interesting. So first of all, we have something called workspace. What is workspace? So basically, workspace will allow us to let's say separate our notebooks from folders. So we can just create workspace, and then we can just create folders within the workspace. So it is very handy, and it helps us to just keep our notebooks separate from one another. So do not need to worry. Then obviously recents tab, as the name suggests, it is the tab where you can see all the recent activities, notebook, clusters, compute, everything. Then catalog. This is the core of today's session. This is the core of today's session, catalog. We're going to discuss this in detail, trust me. But for now, catalog, you can just imagine that like you would have used magazines, catalogs, right? So the same thing, we have data catalog, where we have like all the information, like what is the schema, what is the table, what is the view, what are the columns, like all the information. It is like data catalog. You would have only read like catalogs of models, but now you will just now you're grown up, right? Now you're just reading catalogs for like data catalog. So you're grown up. Okay. So now the next thing is workflows. So in workflows, we have something called, you can just build your pipelines, you can just orchestrate your notebooks using this as well. I will try to cover this as well. Don't worry. I will. Okay. I will. I will just show you how you can just build workflows, because once you're familiar with it, you can just play with it. Wow, mic is hurting me, bro. So this was all about workflows. Then we have something called compute. This is the core of Databricks. Yes, because in compute we create clusters. Do we create clusters? Actually, no, because we just configure it. We just configure it. Databricks creates all the clusters, all the machines, and I will show you how it behaves when we create cluster. Don't worry, just sit back and relax. Okay. Then what do we have this SQL thing? So basically, Databricks is like end-to-end tool right now. Data analysts, data scientists, data engineers, everyone is using that. So this SQL tab is specially designed for data analysts, where they can just use MySQL slash PostgreSQL slash Microsoft SQL Server like user interface to actually query with the databases. So once you have your data warehouse, once you have your tables, you can just query those tables using SQL like UI, like Databricks. Okay, don't get excited. Just stay calm. Just stay calm. Okay, Ansh, I got it. So you will have SQL like MS SQL, or let's say MySQL, PostgreSQL like UI. So even you can just build dashboards as well. So this is a tab that is designed for data analyst. Then we have something called data engineering. Wow, we have job runs, we have data ingestion. Data ingestion tab has like introduced so many connectors, so that we can just connect with outside data sources, like external data sources like this. Don't worry, in future I'll be just creating more and more projects. You already know that I love building projects, and in my channel I have already uploaded 2 to 3 end-to-end projects, and you are loving those projects. Stay tuned, because I'm gonna come with a lot more projects, especially focused on Databricks as well, because I know Databricks is in demand, and it's all about all the things that you want. I will just create it, don't worry. So third thing is Delta Live Table. Delta Live Tables is like a deep topic in itself. So I will just create a separate topic, separate video, or I will just try to integrate this area in my project. It will be better understandable. So for today, we're not going to cover Delta Live Table, but we will be covering Delta Tables in details, because you should be familiar with all the concepts that we are going to learn today. Then only you can understand these concepts. Because Delta Live Table, let me just give you a hint, it is kind of a workflow, right? So people get confused. I was also the one who got confused earlier, like what is the difference between workflow and Delta Live Table. We're gonna cover it in the future videos. Do not need to worry. And for that, what you need to do, you just need to click on that subscribe button. I'm really upset with you. I was okay. Then we have machine learning, where like data scientists can just build their models, ML models, everything. Then what we have in this marketplace, so as like Azure, Databricks also has its own marketplace, where we can just create resources that are provided by the external resource providers. Then the final thing that we have, it's partner connect. Do you know you can just directly build your dashboards using Databricks? And dashboards mean real dashboards in Power BI. Really, let me just click on it. I will just show you. I really like this feature, where they have like such a great connectors. Just click on this close button. So here you can just see like partner connect, where you can just search your connectors for ingesting data. Then this is the tab that I was talking about. So when you just click on this, wow, when you just click on this Microsoft Power BI or Tableau, I love Power BI. So okay, I love Tableau as well. Okay. Sorry, Tableau lovers. Okay. So when you just click on any of these, it creates a workspace, right? Not like workspace. How I can just explain? It will create a, let's take an example of Power BI. So it will create a Power BI desktop application, where you can just click on that and you will find all the connectors in place already. Everything is configured. You do not need to do anything. So much powerful. Okay. Let's go back to Microsoft Azure Databricks. Okay. Let's first of all create our compute, because that is the core of Databricks. Without that, we cannot do anything. So let's create that. Click on this compute button. But Ansh, you said that we will be covering Unity Catalog. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. So before actually creating compute, we will be discussing Unity Catalog for that, because there are two kinds of compute. One is without Unity Catalog, one is with Unity Catalog. So in today's session, we're gonna cover everything with Unity Catalog so that you can understand everything. I will make you understand everything today. So I will just click on this compute button. We will not create it. I will just give you an overview, right? And I will just show you the difference as well. Okay. Simply click on this create compute button. Then this is the configuration. Do you remember that we talked about that we do the configuration, cluster configuration in control plane? So this is a part of your control plane where you are just configuring the cluster. We are not configuring it right now. Don't worry. I'm just explaining you that concept. So this is the part of your control plane. When we actually configure everything, when we click on this create compute, it will create virtual machines for us, and I will show you that as well. And you know where it will create those machines? In our manage resource group that we created at the time of Databricks workspace creation. Mind blown up? This is just the beginning, bro. This was just a warm up. So now let's discuss the core concept of today's video, today's session. Unity catalog. Let's discuss that. Whoa, finally, what is Unity Catalog? First of all, before even giving you the introduction, so the thing is, do not treat this topic as very difficult. You just need to be focused. I know that people have made this topic a kind of, you can say, a villain in the market. Do not need to worry. This is very important, and I will make sure that you will understand each and every concept carefully and seamlessly. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I won't break your trust. So, first of all, what is Unity Catalog? What is Unity Catalog? If I go according to the statement or the definition, so basically Unity Catalog is like unified. Wow, unified. I need to drink water, bro. I will have it. I will have after this. So, a Unity catalog is an end-to-end data governance, or let's say unified data governance solution for all the roles: data analysts, data engineers, data scientists, all the data roles. Let's say for the whole data domain. This was the statement. What does it mean? What does it mean? Okay, let me just tell you. So you can do a lot of stuff with Unity catalog, lineage, such as lineage. Wow, my handwriting. Then audits. Uh, Data tags, or let's say data discovery. Like you can govern all the things. You can genuinely govern all the workspaces, all the external location, all the credentials. Bro, did you talk about credentials and external locations before? No. So why you are taking those names? Because I will be just telling you each and everything in just few more minutes, because it is very important when we are just talking about data governance. So that is where we need to identify like what we actually need to do. So let's say we just create something, let's say we are just creating a credential. We can use within different areas, and that's also an additional feature of Unity Catalog. It is something called like define once, use like multiple times. So I will just tell you like what's the fancy name for that, but this is the concept behind that. So you can do each and everything, and this is one of the most popular data governance solution as well for Databricks. So Ansh, you just mentioned that data governance is a new topic. Yeah. So what was the scenario before that? Let's see. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So first of all, let's see. Please start taking notes. This is very important area that we are discussing right now. Please start taking notes, because I know we will be just discussing everything in practical labs as well. Like we are just creating everything from scratch in Databricks as well. But it is really important to understand the concept first. So first of all, This documentation has provided each and everything visually that I love. So it is very easy for you to understand through this documentation, and do not need to worry. You do not need to just read all the text, all the documentation. I will explain everything from scratch. I will just use the visual so that you can understand better. Okay. First of all, this is the scenario. This is the answer to your question. What was the scenario before Unity Catalog, like without Unity Catalog and with Unity Catalog? So let's say we have created Databricks Workspace 1. Let's say we have just created, right? Let's say we have created another Databricks Workspace. So obviously within that we will create a Metastore like Metastore in second Databricks Workspace. What is a Metastore? Metastore is your one-stop solution to store all your metadata. What is metadata? By definition, it is data about data. That's a fancy definition. Yeah. So data about data means, or you can just crack it like information about your data. Additional information about your data. Let's say your table is your data, right? What is the information? That is called metadata. This table has these columns of these data types. Schema is also part of metadata. All the information where the data is storing, everything. All that information is stored under Metastore. Every Databricks workspace had or has one Metastore by default. Okay. So this is the Metastore. So just imagine we are defining one database in one Databricks workspace. We are defining some other database in the second notebook, or let's say in second Databricks workspace. So we had to manage both the Metastores independently. Obviously, because we do not have any integrated solution for that. Now we have, I'm just discussing the scenario that we were facing before Unity Catalog. So we had to manage each and everything separately. We had to manage compute separately. There was no lineage available, like which compute is being used, which Databricks or notebook is using which catalog, nothing. But with Unity Catalog, you have one Metastore. It's called Unity Metastore. What it does, it will store all the information under one hood. Let me repeat, all the information for all the Databricks workspaces under one hood. Okay, just a prerequisite, you need to attach your Databricks workspace with that particular Metastore so that it can just fetch the information for that. Simple? Yes, it was. Now it is, right? So with Unity Catalog, you get all the Metastore under one hood. You can track lineage. You can do so much of stuff. You can create different data catalogs. What is a data catalog? So we just discussed it. Don't lie. We just discussed it. So earlier we were just able to create only one data catalog. I will show you. Don't worry. I will show you. But now we can create multiple data catalogs within one Databricks workspace. What's the advantage of that? Maybe you are creating a data catalog for different projects within your company. Let's say you are working on project 1, right? You want to keep a different data catalog for that. You can create one. Then you are just creating it on stay calm. Okay. Then you are just working on a different project. Then you can create a different data catalog for that as well. And you can access that particular data catalog from any Databricks workspace. How? Because of this Unity Metastore, because of this Unity catalog. Got it? Got the concept? If you haven't got 100% of it, that means you are on right track, because we haven't showed everything yet. So now you will understand each and everything when we will be actually doing it. Okay. So this was all about the overview of Unity catalog. Then let's see what we have. Okay, these are the like key features that we have just discussed around this area. So okay, this is the fancy name for that: define one, secure everywhere. Then data discovery, system tables, it is in preview, and auditing lineage as we have just discussed. Then this is the second most important thing: Unity Catalog Object Model. Let me just zoom it a little bit. Okay, what is that? This is very, very important. You can even draw it. When I was making notes, I drew it. Because when you do these things, when you just take notes, you are feeding your brain, bro. You should do it. I'm not asking you to learn all the things, but when you are just actually writing it, you are okay. I was just about to share some neuroscience thing, so okay. If you trust me, just start taking notes, because there are like lots of benefits if you just hear some neuroscientists and all. So just start taking notes, bro. Start taking notes. When I'll be doing stage shows, I will just tell you like what are the benefits of taking notes, and then I will just highlight these points. Like I used to just tell my data fam, just take notes, take notes. Then I will just tell you each and everything on stage. Just wait for my TEDx talk. Just wait for my TEDx talk. It will be very, very, very soon. Am I invited? Not yet, but very soon. Very soon. Okay, so let's discuss this. What is that? What is that? As we have just discussed this Metastore. By the way, do you really think that I'm able to talk on TEDx? If yes, just let me know. It will boost my confidence. Okay, let's discuss this. Be serious, be focused. Okay, so we have just discussed like what is a Metastore, which keeps all the information. But in Unity Catalog, we call it as Unity Metastore. It is not a legacy Metastore. It is not a Hive Metastore. Hive Metastore is a legacy Metastore. It is a Unity Metastore. When we create Unity Metastore, we have, let's say, okay, another tip or another interview question. We can only create one Unity Metastore in one region. Okay, let's say if I pick region as Central US or US East, any region, right? So I can just create one Metastore in one region. Simple and sorted. Okay, we have Metastore ready. Then what we will do? We will create our Databricks workspace. We have already created it. Okay, then it's really good. We will then connect our Databricks workspace with this Metastore. Okay, with this Metastore. What it will do? It will not use its, let me just write it for you guys, my lovely data fam. So it will not use Hive Metastore, which is legacy Metastore. It will not use that Metastore. It will use Unity Metastore when we connect this notebook. Okay, one advantage. Then when we have this Databricks workspace connected to this Metastore, then we have access to all these things: service credential, storage credential, external location, catalog. In this scenario, it is Unity catalog. That means we can just unite all the catalogs. We can just create as many catalogs as we want, and let's discuss that as well. And if you have your second Databricks workspace, okay, let's say you have, and you connect this Databricks workspace with this Metastore, you can access to all the catalogs that this Databricks workspace has. Boom, this is Unity catalog. This is Unity catalog because everything is unified using this Unity Metastore. Right, 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 got it? Good job, good job. Then within catalog, we define something called as schema. Schema? Yeah, schema. Are you familiar with database? Yeah. I know. Okay. So data, you can just use anything, database or schema, both are replaceable within each other. So you can just either use schema or database. Schema is nothing but just a kind of parent object that you're creating on the top of tables. So either you can call it as database or you can call it as schema, like doesn't matter. Then within that, why I'm saying database, because I know you are familiar with SQL, so that's why. So when we create schema, oh, if you are from Microsoft SQL Server background, you would know like what is schema. Okay, yeah. But if you are from MySQL background, you should know. Okay, so once you create your database slash schema, you create tables. Yes. We create views. Yes. What is this volume? Okay, so basically volume is another a new addition in Databricks, in which we can store unstructured data, semi-structured data. We can store data in form of files, and yes, we can register those unstructured data under this database or schema. Don't worry, we will create volumes as well. Everything we will be creating, or these functions, these are like for maybe uh, data scientist or machine learning models, because I haven't personally used like data science models. And also, once we have this object model created, and I hope, I believe that you have designed your own diagram with your own hands. Don't be too modern that you will not take notes. Always follow old school approaches in case of your learning, trust me. Okay, okay. Then we have this Metastore. We have already covered all the things like level 1, level 2, level 3, all the levels. Now see, let me just tell you about the volumes. This is the new addition. So it says these are the logical volumes of unstructured data, non-tabular data, that means unstructured or not in the tabular format, in cloud storage, that means in our data lake. Volume can be either managed and external. Yes, we can create external volumes as well, and internal, no, sorry, not internal, managed volumes as well. So we will see like how we can just create external volumes and managed volumes. Both are obviously little bit same. We just need to discover that manage and external, then you will just get the concept. It is very easy. Then it says with Unity Catalog managing external database. Ignore. Ignore. I will just tell you each and everything like by actually doing it. Okay. So this was all about like this was the core concept behind Unity Catalog, and now we will be just creating everything. So what is the first step? Just a quick question for you. What is the first step that we need to do? We have just discussed it here and it is very much visible here. What is the first step? The first step is creating a Metastore. Let's create our Metastore. How? Just do it like this. I do this a lot. Can you do this? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's create our Unity Metastore, and then we will connect our Databricks workspace with that Unity Metastore. Let's do it. So in order to create your Metastore, first of all, we will go to Databricks. Let's click on this home tab. Okay, we are on home page. Okay, so first of all, you need to click, you just need to go to your console, your admin console. And how you can just go to your admin console, it is a little bit tricky, but try to just decode it. It is a little bit messy, but don't worry. So you can just simply click on your name and click on this drop down, and at the end you should see manage account. If you do not see this manage account, it's a global issue, don't worry. So the thing is, you can externally go to that page. So you can simply write accounts dot azure databricks.net. So when you just click on it, accounts dot azure databricks.net, click on it, and it will just ask you to provide your email ID. Now what email ID you should provide? So you can simply go to your home page and then click on your Microsoft Enter ID, and then under manage tab you should click on users and just pick your user account, and then you should just give your this user email ID, because this is your external email ID that you can just use to sign in with this your Microsoft Enter ID. So it's a mess, I know, like Databricks is an external service provider, so that's why we just need to do a little hustle, but yeah, it's easy to manage, don't worry. And I have also seen that now Databricks by default provide Unity Catalog. That's even better. So maybe when you will be creating your Databricks workspace, you will already be connected with your data Unity catalog. So how you can get to know that, I will just show you. I know that it is connected to your Unity catalog, like Unity Metastore. You do not need to connect your Unity Metastore, but we need to know each and everything. So I have removed my Unity catalog and I decided I will tell you each and everything how we can externally create Unity Metastore, because obviously I want to create my own Unity Metastore. I don't want to use my Databricks Unity Metastore that they have provided. Why? My account, my Azure portal, my Databricks. I want to create my own Metastore. My choice. Okay, just kidding, because in the real world as well, you'll be creating your own Metastore, because we need to provide location, external location, everything, right? Let's discuss that. And let me click on this manage tab, and when you just click on manage account, it will just take you to the Databricks admin console page. Let's do that. So we are into our account console. It's so neat and clean, right? Yeah, now it is. So as you can see, this is like similar to the normal home page that we have in Databricks. So I will simply go to catalog. Okay, as you can see my Unity Metastore. So let me first of all delete it. Oh, we can delete it, bro. Just simply click on it. I'm just kidding. So simply click on three dots, click on delete. So I will just create a new data. Oh, so we need to name it as well. I want to tell my data frame everything from scratch. So that's why I want to create everything from scratch. Okay. So as you can see that now we can just create a meta store. Yes, it's very, very, very easy. Who is texting me? Is it you, my data frame? Just kidding. So we can simply click on this create metastore button. When you will just click on it, you will see some basic steps like what is the name, what is the region. Remember, I told you that you can just pick one Unity metastore under one region. So it is for you. Then we need to give the path. Why? Let's discuss. This is my favorite topic because I spent like so many hours to understand it when I was learning it. Then I was able to decode it. Okay, let's share that knowledge. It's very, very good. Okay, so okay. So let's say this is your Unity Metastore. Let's say this is your Unity Metastore. Unity Metastore. Okay. Perfect. This is your Unity Metastore. Okay. Right. Now we just mentioned that this is our Databricks workspace. Okay. And it will not be using Hive Metastore. Okay. And if you remember, we created one storage account. Bro, come on. No, we didn't create it. Yeah, I know. So the thing is, when we create managed workspace, let me just show you. When we create, okay, I will show you later. So when we create managed workspace in Azure Databricks, oh man, this mic. Oy. Okay, forget about that. So when we create managed resource group, it creates a managed storage account as well. You would know about this, but still I want to discuss it. So why it creates that managed storage account? Whenever you create managed tables, do you know about managed tables? I assume that you know. If you don't know, I will just discuss it that as well. Just hold on for a few more minutes. I want to just complete this topic. So if you want to create managed tables, the data will actually be written under that storage account. This is the fundamental of Databricks, right? Whenever you will be creating managed table, the actual data will be written in that particular data lake, in that particular storage account. Simple. Now this was linked to this metastore, Hive Metastore. Okay, and you said, Ansh, Lamba, that we will not be using this one. We will not be using this Hive Metastore. Yes, that means now where our data will be written now if we create managed table. So Ansh Lamba is here to answer you. Now we just create a storage account and we link our storage account with this Unity Metastore, and this Unity Metastore will write data for your all the managed tables in this storage account if you do not define any location. What did I say? This Unity Metastore will write your all the data, like managed tables of all the workspace, to this particular storage account. Now Mr. Ansh Lamba, come here. Yes, sir. So here it is written that it is optional. Yes, it is optional. So what will happen if we do not provide this storage account? What will happen? So in that particular scenario, you will be creating catalog. You will be creating catalog like for every Databricks workspace, right? So in that catalog, you have to provide storage location. It is recommended, if you trust me, it is recommended that you should always attach a storage location to your Unity Metastore, always, because it will allow you to just create catalogs without defining any location, and still you will be able to write the data, and it's always a good practice. So now what we need to do, we need to create our storage account, but we already have, yeah, we can just use it. So now what we'll be doing, we will create one container. We will create one container in our storage account that we created before, right? So we will create a container and we will give that container to Metastore that handle this container. Put your all the data in this container. This is yours. This is yours. In real life, we dedicate the whole storage account to the Metastore, but for this particular session, it is fine if we create only one storage account, it is fine because we are dedicating the whole container. That's why in the path, we can see container name because it can use this container. Now you got it? Now you got it? Now you got it? So now the second question. Second question. How? Let me just first remove this. Let me just discuss this in detail. Now, okay, Ansh, this is our Metastore. This is our storage account. Okay. This is our Metastore. Let's use red. This is our Metastore. Right. This is our data lake. Okay. Now, Ansh Lamba, you just tell us how this Metastore will be able to read and write the data in this. How? How? So, listen, my data fam. We have something called access connector. It looks like this. It is in circular in shape. If you remember, we just saw it when we were just creating Databricks workspace, right? I will just show you, don't worry. So this is called access connector. What it will do? It will have the access to this data lake. It will have the access of storage block contributor, and we will use this particular connector in this Metastore to access this data lake. And if you just look at this particular thing, we have something called access connector ID. What is this? This is the ID of this. This is the resource ID for this container. Boom! Now I know that you are learning a lot in Databricks Unity catalog. So first of all, we will quickly create Databricks connector and we will provide the access, the right permission to that particular data lake. And once it has all the right permission, then we will just create our Metastore because we need to put the information here. And if you do not know what is managed table and what is an external table, let me quickly cover it for you. If you already know, it will be a quick revision for you. So it will hardly take 2 minutes. So let's see if you know, let's see. So if you want to create a managed table, let's say this is your managed table, right? This is your managed table. This is your managed table. Oh God, man, my handwriting. All the boys have like bad handwriting. I don't know what is the reason behind it. I don't know. This is genetical. Okay, so this is our managed table. In managed table, we already know that. Wait, I have a very good presentation for this. I can just explain this concept so that you can easily get it. Let me just do that because I want you to understand everything. Okay, let's do it. Wow, what a beautiful presentation. So this is the managed table. So let's say you have your managed table, right? Let's say this is your table. Okay, and this is your Metastore. And as we have just discussed, that Metastore is responsible for storing all the metadata, right? And the actual data gets stored in the cloud storage. Okay, so by default, it gets stored in the default location, which is used by the Metastore. What is the difference? So the difference is when you create managed table, it will automatically be stored in the same location that is provided to the Metastore. Okay. Now, if I just run drop command, drop table, it will obviously, let's say this is your metadata for the table, it will obviously drop this metadata plus, let's say this is your data stored in this data lake. It will delete this data as well. Because this is managed by the Metastore, not by you. But in case of external tables, let's say, do not worry about vacuum commands and vacuum commands right now. We will just discuss it. Don't worry. So let's say you have external data. Let's ignore this. Just ignore this command. Just imagine this is Metastore written here. So when you create your external table, let's say this is your table. and you define it externally, what it will happen, what will happen. So obviously metadata will be stored in the Metastore, that's the fact. But this time your data for the table will not get stored in the default storage. It will be stored in the cloud storage, which is defined by you. Got it? This time when you run drop command, obviously metadata will be dropped because it is managed by Metastore, but your data will not get deleted. It will be there. Why? Because your Metastore is not managing that. No, you are managing that. That's why it is called external table. Sorted. This was the concept, and now I know. If you already knew it, it was a good revision for you. If you didn't know this, now you know, right? Okay, let's create our access connector that is required to proceed further. Let's do it. So for that, we just need to go to our Azure account and simply go to Home tab and then click on resource groups and then just find your resource group. In my case, it is, I think, RG M something modern. Okay. Oh, just another thing. You were just asking me where is our default storage account. So this is our managed account. When I just click on it, you will see all the things. See, this is your default storage account, and this is your access connector through which it interacts with that storage account. And now you will see something else as well. What's that? When we will be creating clusters, you will see machines will be listing here. Yep, here in this folder. Machines, yeah, virtual machines. I will show you, don't worry. I will show you. So now let's go to RG modern DB. Okay, now we just have two resources. Now we want to create another resource. For what? For, let's go to our storage account first. Click on data storage, click on containers. Let's create our container which will be used by Metastore, which will be dedicated to Metastore. So I will just name it as Metastore root. Yeah, it is like Metastore root. Okay, click on create. So this container is dedicated, this is the root container. This is the root container dedicated to Metastore. So all the data will be listed here for the managed tables, right? Right, sir. Now we will also create one container, one additional container. What's that? We will name it as external container, or let's say my container, which is managed by me. So my container. Simple. So this container, which is Metastore root, will be dedicated to Metastore. Now this container is our container. This is our container, right? If we want to create external tables, we can create external tables using this container because this will be managed by us. And that will be a quick guide for you between managed tables and external tables in Unity Catalog. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's click on this resource group, click on create, and we will search for access connector for Azure Databricks. Simply click on it. See, there's a spider or trap around the Databricks. So this is a kind of special resource that we have in Azure to connect to the Databricks and storage account. See, this is the reason that I picked cloud service provider for Databricks. You cannot do all these things while just working with community edition. When you will be sitting in the interviews, they'll be asking you the questions and you need to answer them. And how you can do that? You can just show this as your experience. And you guys didn't subscribe my channel. I'm still upset with you. I'm just kidding. I love you. So first of all, we will just name our access connector. I will simply say access modern. Let's see if it is available. This name is available. Yeah, access modern DB review plus create. Simple. Let's create it. Okay, so this is being deployed. Deployment is in progress. So it is deployed. Just go to home because we do not need to open it. So we can just go to our resource group and we can simply say RG. Let me just go to home and click on recent. Yeah, this one. Lovely. So this is the access connector which will be used by Databricks, but this access connector should have the right permission. How we can give that permission? Click on your storage account, click on access control, and click on add role assignment. Simple, simple, simple. Then you just need to search for a role that is called storage blob contributor. Sometimes it doesn't appear, so you can just try refreshing it, because I was just receiving lots of messages on LinkedIn as well that we are not able to see this. So just try refreshing it. If you do not still you do not see that, just assign owner role, it should work, so do not worry. But this is the ideal role that you should give. Try giving that role first. So storage blob data contributor, just click on next. Then you need to search your managed identity. Click on managed identity and select your resource that is called access connector. Access connectors, yeah. And we have created access modern DB. Select and click on select. Click on review plus assign once again, and it will just assign that permission, assign that role, so that access connector now can use the storage account. Now what's the second step? We will just provide this access connector to our Databricks. Sorted, bro, sorted. All is sorted. We are coming to you, bro. We will just provide you the information. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We are just preparing some stuff. I think it should have the permission now, because it takes some time, like few minutes, like 2 to 3 minutes, but I think it should have that permission. Okay, simple. So what we need to do? We need to provide this. Your Databricks console is asking me to provide, first of all, Metastore name. Let me just provide the name. So I can just call it as modern Metastore. It's cool. This name is cool. Modern Metastore. Okay. Region. I will pick one region like East US. Let's pick this one. Then I need to just provide the storage. It is recommended. I told you. Just provide the storage. And how we can just provide it? We have a syntax called, first of all, we will write the container. And our container name is, I think, Metastore root. If I'm not wrong. Metastore root @ storage account name. And our storage account name was storage modern DB. Okay. Storage modern DB. Then you need to write .dfs.core.windows.net. You will remember this syntax, don't worry, just follow this. Then do we have anything else inside this? No, we haven't created any particular folder, because that folder will be used by Metastore, so we do not need to specify any folder within that. We are just providing the container. Take it and use it on your own. Take it and use it on your own. Nice. Then we need to provide the access ID, like access connector ID. Simply go to your storage account, or let's say in your resource group, click on this access connector, and then you will see something resource ID. Just copy it, just paste it here. Invalid format ADLS gen2 path. Okay. Let me add slash after that, because we need to store something within that container. So that's why we need to add slash. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. So simply click on create. It will create the Metastore. Click on create. Don't throw the errors, because I'm really hungry. So it is just creating the Metastore. And do you remember about this cube? It is still unsolved. Okay, so it is saying this path doesn't exist, couldn't access it with the credential provided. Metastore requires a directory path. Oh, okay, no worries. We can just provide a directory as well, yeah. No worries, no worries. We can just create a directory. So I will just create a directory, that means a folder within this root container. So I will simply say add directory, and I will say meta directory. Meta directory. Simple. Click on save. Meta directory. Let's try to give this meta directory. Let's click on create. If it is related to this issue, then it's fine. If it is regarding data access issue, that means we need to wait for 2 to 3 minutes. That role is not assigned. Let's see, because sometimes it takes like time. Yeah, this part doesn't exist, or we couldn't access it with the credential. I think it takes some time. So the role is provided, but yeah, it takes some time to get affected. So let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes and let's create. Or I think, let me just check the spellings for one more time. So Metastore root, okay, storage modern DB, it is fine, because sometimes I just make mistakes regarding spellings. Let me just copy the Oh, wow, man. Slow claps for Ansh Lamba. See my spelling for modern. I have just written modern. Nice, nice, nice. So I will just copy it from here. So, okay, let's copy it and let's click on create now. Okay, it was just a silly mistake. See, when you are hungry, you make these mistakes. Don't worry. Then it is asking you to assign to the Databricks workspace. So as per these steps, we have created our Unity Metastore. Now we need to connect our Unity catalog, or let's say Unity Metastore, to a Databricks workspace to enable Unity catalog. But before that, I want to show you something. This is my Databricks workspace, which is not connected to Unity catalog right now. Okay, this is not connected right now. So I will simply click on catalog and you will simply see Hive Metastore. What is this? This is a catalog. This is not a Metastore. This is a catalog. If I just hover over this, you will see catalog. Why it is named as Hive Metastore? So as you know that by default, it was managed by Hive Metastore and we didn't have any option to create further catalog. So it was named as Hive Metastore, but it is a catalog. And if I want to create catalog, can I do that? No, no, I can't. So in order to do that, like to create more and more catalogs, we need to connect our catalog with, or sorry, we need to connect our Databricks workspace with Unity Metastore to enable Unity catalog. So I will simply select my ADB modern. This is my Databricks workspace. So I will simply say assign. And when I will click on enable, it will just give me congratulations, you have assigned. So yeah, it is done. Now it is connected. Now we have enabled Unity catalog. That means we can create further catalogs which is not a legacy catalog. So for that, first of all, let's create compute, because we said that we will be creating compute, and in that compute we will select Unity catalog. It will be by default now selected because we have connected our Databricks workspace. So let's go to our Databricks workspace. Let me close all the other tabs because we don't need them. So I will simply go to compute tab, click on create compute because you want to create a compute, and now you can see the runtime is with Unity catalog. This is by default because we have connected our workspace. So we need to just keep unrestricted multi-node. No, we need single node because we want to save our cost, and single node is enough for this particular session. We do not need to process large amount of data. So runtime is fine, it's for long time support. Then node type, we will pick the basic one, the standard DSS34v2 something. Yeah, DS3v2. And then termination after. This is very important. We want our cluster to be terminate if we are not performing anything for 20 minutes. So it will be terminated automatically. Let's click on create compute. Now it will just create the compute, and now what exactly it is doing? It is creating the virtual machines. Cluster is basically a group of machines that are interconnected with each other. In this scenario, we have selected single node, so it will create one virtual machine in our resource group. And once it is green here, I will just take you to the manage container, like manage folder, and you will see that machine there. You will see that machine, right? Yes, sir, right. So let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes. It takes some time. So once it is ready, we will just see. So our cluster is ready. Now, I know you want to see those virtual machines. Let me just show you. So I will simply go to Azure portal and simply go to our resource group that is managed. Click on it. And now, wow, this was not here. Yeah, because now we have created our cluster. So this is our cluster of one machine because we have selected single node. So this is our just one machine. These are the hard disk. These are like all the things, public IP address and network interference, all the things which are required to manage the resource group for cluster. Simple. So this was your cluster. Did you create anything? No. Who created it? Databricks. Thank you, Databricks. Okay, so our cluster is ready. Our cluster is ready. So now we can actually start working with our catalog. Now I will simply click on catalog. Now you will see this plus button. Was it there before? No. It came when we linked our Databricks workspace with Unity catalog, with Unity Metastore. So now if you just click on this plus button, you will simply see add an external location, add a credential. We'll talk about it like everything. So this is your external data tab, this is your delta sharing, this is your add data. So we will just talk about everything. Everything means everything. So first thing, now if you do not see your plus catalog button, like you do not have anything here like to create catalog. Why? Because only Metastore admins can create catalogs. But why we are not the admins? Because if you remember, so I have logged in my Databricks account with normal my cloud account, but when we just log in our Databricks console, we log in with our enter ID. So we need to go back to our Unity Metastore and we need to make this account as our admin. Yes, yes sir, you need to do this. So we will simply go to console, and how we can just go, we can either click on this manage account or we can simply go to account.azure-databricks.net. So now we will simply click on it, our modern Metastore, and now you can see Metastore admin. I will click on this edit button. Then you can see this is my account. This is my enter ID account that is linked to it. So I will simply click on my Ansh Lamba AC account and I will simply click on save. Now he is the admin. Who? Mr. Ansh Lamba. Okay, we can now just close this tab, and now when I just refresh it, now I should see that create catalog. No one tells this thing, only Ansh Lamba. Okay, simply click on this. Now you can see add a catalog. Wow, that's magic. That's not magic, that's the knowledge. That's the knowledge. Yeah, knowledge is magical. Okay, so now we can create catalog. Earlier we were using this catalog Hive Metastore. Now we can create as many catalogs as we want. Simple, simple. Now it's time to create a catalog. There are two ways. We can either use this UI thing or we can create catalog using, let's say, SQL as well. It's very simple. So first of all, we will discuss a scenario. Okay, wait. Let's create a notebook first. Go to your workspace. Okay, simply click on create, click on folder, or we can just click on workspace first, then click on create, then folder, and we will say modern DB. Okay, click on create. Perfect. Now we can create a notebook within this. Click on notebook. Oh, we know our free trial is ending in 14 days. So this is the notebook you would have already seen. So this is the area where you can just rename it. So I will simply say tutorial 1, as it is my tutorial 1. So this is your tab, table of contents, this is folder, workspace, this is your catalog that you can just see here as well. You do not need to click here again and again, so you can just access it from here as well. Okay, and then this is your support assistant. We do not need it. Then we can just connect our notebook with a cluster that we have created. Simply click on this and attach your cluster. Now you have attached your cluster with your notebook. That means your cluster is attached and will be responsible for all the computation, right? So let me just tell you what is this box about. What is this box? And Python is written. So this is strongly linked to a basic concept or fundamental concept called magic command. So it is very important to discuss this right now here before discussing it in a presentation. So when I just simply click on it, you will see multiple options that we have inside this. One is called Markdown, one is called Python, which is default language, SQL, Scala, R. What are these options? So basically within this particular cell, you can use multiple languages. Python, SQL, Scala, R. Okay, these are languages. What is this Markdown? So basically Markdown is a magic command which is referred as %md. Let me just write it for you. %md. So when we just write anything under this will not be executed as code. This will be executed as heading or title or subheading or a comment. So let's look at all the magic commands that we have, or like let's say some of the popular magic commands that we have in Databricks. Let me show you. So these are all the famous magic commands. First of all, %Python. If you want to just use Python, obviously it is a by default language, so do not need to worry. If you want to use SQL in that particular cell that we just saw in the notebook, you can either click on that mini box that was here in the corner, or within the same cell you can simply write %SQL and it's done. One more thing, you can also use something called as Spark SQL, spark.sql, and then you can just write your code inside that, even if you are using Python. So a good alternative. Then obviously if you want to use R, I personally hate R. Yuck. I don't know, man. So then we have percentage %md. As we all know, that markdown command is for comments, heading, titles. And then this is percentage %fs. This is very useful command that is called percentage %fs. Within this, we used to just test our connections. We used to just list all the files. It is called file system. So I personally do not like using percentage %fs. I personally use dbutils.fs. I will just tell you everything in detail in the upcoming session, don't worry. So this is just an overview of the magic command. This is the base that you should know, and now you are all set to kickstart your Databricks journey. Let's go. So here's the thing. First of all, if we want to do anything, anything means anything, we should have access to the data. And for that, we create something called as external location. What does it mean? So we just discussed that this is our, let's say, Databricks workspace, right? And this is our data lake. Okay, and in this data lake we will be creating managed tables, right? Because we need to just look at the scenarios. I will be just discussing it now, don't worry. So if we want to access this, we want something called as external location. Okay, external location. How we can create external location? There are, like, again, two ways. You cannot create external location without Unity catalog, so that's why we have Unity catalog in place. So it is very simple. So you just need to do, first of all, one thing. What is that? In order to create storage, external storage or external location, you should have storage credential. If you are smart, I know, if you are smart, you would have asked this question right now from yourself. What's that? Let me show you again. I was just testing you, like, will you ask this question? Okay, so let's say this is our workspace, right? This is our workspace, Databricks workspace. This is our storage data lake. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, so this is your workspace, this is your data lake. We are connecting this with external location, right? But we just discussed that we need something called as access connector for this. So we need to add this access connector to this external location, and when it gets attached, it is called storage credential. It is nothing but we are just creating a ID in order to give it to the external location. Simple. If you didn't get the concept, you will get it when we will be creating it. It was just the overview of it, right? So how we can do it? Maybe we can just simply go to our catalog. Instead of clicking on it, instead of clicking with your left click of the mouse, just right click on it and just click and then select open link in new tab, so that it can just, you can just see parallelly, right? Then you have something called as external data. You can create external location through here as well. So click on this, then it will say, hey, do you have external location? No. Okay, do you have external credential? This is a by default, but do you have your own external credential? No, we will create one. Click on create credential and I will name it as Ansh creds, let's suppose. Then we need to paste the access connector ID. We can simply go to access connector. Where it is in our resource group. Simply paste the resource group and put it here. Simple. Now click on create. Now what we have done, we have created a ID card. It is basically an ID card that our storage location will use to access the location. It is similar to Synapse. If you are familiar with Synapse, it is similar to database scope credential, and external location is similar to external data source in Synapse. If you are from Synapse background, if you are not from Synapse background, no need to worry, bro. If you want to learn Synapse, you can refer my other videos. I have created end-to-end data engineering projects in which I have just talked about Synapse a lot. So just for you, if you want to learn, but that is not required for this video. Don't worry. Our credentials is done. Click on catalog for one more time. Now click on external data. Now we can create external location. Now we can create our external location. So there are both the ways. You can either use SQL code or you can use external location by this. So what do you prefer? What do you prefer? What do you prefer? What do you prefer? UI? Okay, I heard you. Okay, simply click on it. Basically, we create external location till container level. That's a pro tip for you. Listen carefully. We create, let me show you as well. so hungry, man. I need to eat something. You will say this boy is always hungry. Yeah. So basically, we will create external location till container level. Let me open my containers. So my container is this one, my container. Why? Because this Metastore root is already dedicated to Metastore. So this is managed by Metastore. This is our external data location, which is my container. Now I will create external location based on this my container. People talk that they can create external location till folder level. You do not need to do that. Why? This is my tip. You should trust me. Listen carefully. You can just create your external location based on your container level. Then you can just provide the further folders that will be creating inside this after that particular location. So you do not need to recreating external location again and again for every folder. Be smart. Be smart. So click on this tutorial and then click on this catalog explorer that we created. Then we need to give our external location. So I will say my ext, my external location, my external loc. Okay, short and sweet. Then we need to provide the URL. So it is very simple. You simply need to write abfss colon slash slash. Then our container name is my container, if I'm not wrong, and then storage. What was the spelling of that? Because I messed up with that spelling. Storage modder db. Fine, it's fine, man. My account. I want to call it as modder db. My choice. .dfs .co .windows.net. Simple. I will just give this location. So I will simply remove it and I will check. Do we need to give the slash? Yes, we need to give slash. Okay. Oh man, you are such a mess. Let me just rewrite it. No worries, no worries. So my container @storage.dfs.core.windows.net. Perfect. Done. Then it is asking us to provide the storage credential. Bro, we already have. Ansh creds. Perfect. Then we can just click on create button. What it will do, what actually it has done, do you know? Obviously, bro, I just told you. Come on, man. So what it has done, let me just go to my notebook. Okay. So now if I want to read data or write data within that container, I can do this. Why? Because now I have external location created in my Metastore, and that Metastore is linked to my Databricks notebook. Simple. Simple. Now we will be talking about very important topic, that is manage tables. What will happen? So let's say our scenario one. Let me just give you a heading. First of all, a pro tip. If you are new to Databricks, we have something called as magic commands. Again, I'm telling you, if you haven't watched my Databricks masterclass video, I have created that, so you can just watch it. And I have covered all the fundamentals in detail. But for this video, it is not required. It is always good to watch that. So just watch that. You have to just take it as my order. You have to, because it will make you a pro Databricks developer, right? Because your fundamentals will be clear, but you should watch it after this video. Yes, because both the videos are independent. You do not need to rely on anything because we are covering everything from scratch, and both the topics are like so different. Do not worry. So we have something called as magic command, and we can use called as MD. Then we can just write anything in the form of headings, titles, comments, anything. Okay, so I will simply add hashtags. Why? If I want to make my heading size bigger, I can use hashtags. One hashtag means bigger heading, two hashtags means a little small heading, three hashtag means a small heading. Yeah. So I will simply say scenario one. What is scenario one? I will tell you. Scenario one, okay. And I will simply write it here with 4 hashtags, or let's say with bold statement. We can even bold our statement like this. Scenario one, in which we will create managed catalog. Okay, that means I will tell you. Wait. Managed catalog and managed schema. Okay, and managed table. Very good. Now be focused, because this is very important. managed table. You need to be very focused from here, please. Okay, so we can simply add dash. Okay, let me run this. Okay, manage catalog, manage schema, manage table. This is our scenario number 1. What do I mean? So as you all know that we have created Metastore, right, which is pointing to meta root container. Okay, Metastore root container. Okay, now within this Metastore, if you just remember the architecture and if you have drawn that architecture, we have something called as catalog. When we create catalog, it is our choice if we want to give the location to that catalog or not. If we do not provide any location, it will take this location. Perfect. Then we create something called as schema/database. Again, it is optional. We can provide the location or we cannot provide. It's our choice. Why? Because we have the ability to narrow down the scope of our location. We are covering all the scenarios. Just wait and watch it carefully. This is specially made for you. Then, if we do not define schema/database, it will take this location. Now, if I create my manage table under this hierarchy, it will by default store to this level. This is our scenario number 1. Let's do this. So let's do this. First of all, I will create, let's say %md, and I will say, let's make it bold, and I will say managed catalog. Okay, let's do this. So how we can create catalog? You simply need to write create and then catalog, and what name should I give? This is managed catalog. That means makes sense. Man cata. Don't mind my syntax, bro. I'm just like this. I just pick like crazy names. So this is our syntax for catalog. Create catalog, name is man cata. So I will simply run this. This is done. Our catalog, manage catalog is created. Okay. Then I will create something called as manage schema. Bro, this will help you to ace the interviews. I'm repeating it again and again. Just be with me. Be serious. Be serious. We will have fun. Don't worry. And we already had so much fun. So just be focused. Okay. So this time we need to say manage schema. Let me make it bold. Be bold in life. Managed schema/database. Right? I will simply write create schema. Okay. And we need to create schema under this catalog. So I will simply say man cata dot man schema. Perfect. Now listen to me carefully. Let me run this first. Listen to me carefully. Now let's go from the bottom level of hierarchy. This is schema. Okay, this is schema. Have I given my any location? No. That means this will take the location of man cata. Got it? Now, have I given the location to this catalog? Answer is no. The location it will get is Metastore. Why? Because this is linked to that Metastore. Got it? Now, I will create table, manage table under this schema, under this catalog. What should I see? I should see my table created under this Metastore root, which is the default location for Metastore. Let's do this. I'm so hungry. Okay, let's complete this first, then I will just eat something. Okay, so because your knowledge is more important than my meals. Yeah. Okay, so let me just create table. Okay, %md, then I will make it bold. I will simply say manage table. Perfect. I will simply say create table, and I want to call it as man table. Obviously you are right, we need to define schema and catalog as well. Good one. When we create tables in Unity catalog, we use something called as three-level namespace. And what's that? Simple. First of all, catalog dot schema dot table. Simple. Just note it down. Note it down, note it down, note it down. So we will simply say, first of all, catalog. My catalog is mancata dot man schema dot man table. Okay. Then simple SQL DDL. I will simply create a random table ID int name string. Simple, very basic table, right? Then I will create it using delta. I want delta table. Even if I do not specify the, I don't want location, bro. Even if I do not specify the type, it will automatically create delta table by default. But for readability, you should always add using delta. It promotes readability to other users, to other coders as well, because everyone is not familiar with like, okay, Databricks or like automatically create delta table. It is good for readability. Yeah, it's a good practice. So I will simply create it now. Let's hit shift enter. Right now, we also need to insert some data in this while this table is being created, but it's fine even if we do not insert anything, because we just need to confirm where our table is being stored. Okay, this is done. Now it's time to test. Take notes. Now I should see table inside this. I will click on it and I should see a random number, which is also called as ID, table ID. Okay, this is meta directory. It's fine. See, this is your table ID. This is your table ID created by Metastore to distinguish the tables, right? I will simply click on it and it will add a directory called tables, then another table ID, then this is your table. Huh? This is our table? Yeah, bro, this is empty table. This is your delta log. This is your delta table. Don't worry, we're gonna discuss delta lake in detail. This is just a table that you can see, and obviously when we do not have any data, you should just see delta log, and you are seeing delta log. Good job. Good job. So our scenario one is completed. Now, I know you are very curious. I know you are very curious. That's why I've designed these scenarios so that you can understand. One way of explaining the concept was I should have covered all the topics, but I thought you should cover these things using scenarios. You can relate it with the real world using scenarios, right? I am hungry. Should I eat something? No, let's complete another topic. Okay. Okay. Now scenario number two. Let me just copy it instead of writing it again and again. Let's save some time. Time is very precious. Okay, scenario two. In scenario two, we will be creating external catalog. We will be creating external catalog. Got it? Yeah, got it. Okay, nice. Good, good, good. So we will be creating external catalog. Okay, I will write external catalog and schema will be managed. That means we will not provide any location to schema. Table will be managed, obviously, because we are covering the scenarios for managed tables. Okay. External catalog. How we can create it? I will simply say create catalog and I will say ext cata. Simple, simple. This time we need to give location. Which location we need to give? We just created it, right? abfss double slash and then our container is my container, because this is our external location. This is our external location. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Now this is our my container and then at the rate storage. What is the storage name, bro? What is the storage again? Storage modder db. Okay, storage modder db. Okay, dot dfs dot core dot windows dot net. Perfect. Then we need to create one directory within this and I will call it as external catalog so that we can just identify it, right? Simple. Now I want to simply run this. Oops. Oh, my bad. First of all, reject this. We do not want your suggestion. So we need to write managed instead of just location, because this is our location for managed table. So we just use the word managed location. Now I can just run this. Now we will create our manage schema under this catalog, right? Because that schema was registered under different catalog. Got my point? Because both the catalogs are different, right? So I will simply say create schema and this time I will say man schema. Can I like just pick same name? Yeah, because you are just registering the schema under different catalog, because both the catalogs are different. So it is, you can just relate it with, like, let's say you want to create a database called bronze, right? Bronze, silver, gold, these are three different schemas, and these are under, let's say, finance data catalog, and you have like bronze, silver, gold in marketing data catalog. So both are different, right? You can just keep the name same. So I will simply keep the name same, man schema, and I will register the schema under external cat. Okay, dot. Now I am not specifying any location. That means this is a managed schema. Let me run this. What's that? External kata. Okay, my bad. External kata. Okay, this is fine. Now we will create our external table, oh sorry, manage table under this external catalog and manage schema. Create table. Let me just copy it from here. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So we will register it under ext kata. Perfect. And man table 2. Perfect. This is a managed table. This time table will not get stored in the Metastore location. Why? Why? Let me just tell you. So this is your Metastore. This is your Metastore. Okay. This is your catalog. Okay. This has location. Location. This has location. Okay. This is my schema. This doesn't has location. So let me tell you. Wait, my bro. Wait. This is your table. So this is the priority. It will take the location of this one schema. Does this has any location? No. This location will be given by catalog. Perfect. This will stop here. This will stop here. This will not go to Metastore location because the preference, the priority goes from down to up. Remember this. So I will simply run this and I should see table created under my external container, which is not given to Metastore. Let me just check it. Simply go to your containers, my container, external catalog. Simple. We created external catalog. You remember for catalog, bro? Come on, man. See, this is your external catalog. See, this is your location. This is your folder name. Perfect. Perfect. Then within this, we have Unity storage. We have catalogs. We have this table ID. Oh, sorry, catalog ID, then table ID. Then we have this table. Obviously, table is empty, and we have delta log for that table. Perfect. Very good. Very good progress. Very good progress. Now the last scenario, and it's fun. Why? Let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you. Okay. Now in this particular scenario, we will create external schema as well. External schema as well. Let's run this. Let's run this. We will create external schema as well. So we will simply create. So this time we can use the existing external catalog, because within one external catalog, or let's say within one catalog, we can create multiple schemas. So we can use existing external catalog and we can just create schema within that, right? Okay, so let's create schema. Oh man, create schema, and then we can just register ext kata dot manage schema. No, this time we are creating external schema. Perfect. This time we need to give location, and location is abfss, and it is in my container @storage modder db. See, I remember this time .dfs .core .windows.net, and I will create a folder called external schema. Perfect. I want to store my table under this location. So let's run this command. Perfect. Now I will create the table. I can just simply copy the code from here. I will simply copy the code. Okay. Now this time I am using external schema. Perfect. And I'm creating table 3. Perfect. Let me run this. Just tell me where this table will be created. Perfect. The answer is inside my container, inside external schema. Perfect. Now you're understanding a lot. See, tables. This is table ID. This is your table. Boom. And if you want to see that, you can simply click on this catalog tab, click on it, and let me just refresh. So as you can see your external catalog, this is your managed catalog. First, let's explore managed catalog. Let me just click on drop down. So this is your by default schema. This is your by default schema. This is your manage schema that you created. Within this manage schema, you have a table, main table, man table. Perfect. Let's explore external catalog. Click on this. Inside this, you have two schemas, manage schema and external schema. External schema have this table, table 3. Manage schema has table 2. How was it? Now you are familiar with all the scenarios, what actually happens when we create manage table. And Ansh, I want to create external table, scenario 4, like everything external. So when you create external table, you do not need to keep everything external. Reason, because you are specifying the location when you are creating table. So let's create external table using manage catalog and manage schema. Still, it will not get stored in the meta root. It will be stored in the external location. Why? Because bro, this is external table. It does not listen to anything. It does not give a to anyone, right? So it will just use its own location. Let me just show you. Let me just show you. So we can simply write here scenario 4 if you want. Oh, let me change it to scenario 3. Okay. Scenario 4 and simply say external table. We can just remove these 2 points. Yeah, because external table is like cool. It doesn't listen to anyone. Okay. Simple. So I will simply say this table. Okay. So how you can create external table? Let me tell you. So I will be using normal catalog, manage cata dot manage schema dot external table. So everything is same. You just need to define here location, not manage location. This is external location. Simple. I will just pick this location, my container at this, and I will create a folder called ext table. Perfect. Let me run this. And I will show you that table is created under external table. Let me go to containers, my container, external table folder. Inside this, we have this table. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Ansh, Lamba, listen to me. Yes, sir. What happened? And yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So you told us that when we drop manage table, data is also deleted. We want to see our data deleted. Just show me. Okay. Okay. So I can just simply write here %md, and before that I can just show you my external table as well. Let me just refresh it, and I can just open my managed catalog, my managed schema, and we have the external table. Boom. Okay, let's close this. Okay, perfect. So I will simply fulfill your demand. No worries. You said you want to drop a table. Drop manage table, right? Drop manage table. Okay, perfect. Let's drop it. So let's say I want to drop man cata dot man schema dot man table, right? Let's drop this. So I will just show you the result. Let me just open the catalog. This is man cata, this is man schema, this is your table. Let me just run this command. Okay, let me just refresh it. See, it is dropped. Bro, don't make a fool of us. We know that data is like table is deleted from the Metastore. We want to see the data deleted as well. Okay, let me just go to the containers and let me just go to the Metastore root. Inside this meta directory, this is your tables, this is your table ID. Hey, this is here. See, bro, calm down, calm down, calm down. So here's the thing. When you use Unity Catalog, listen to me carefully. When you use Unity Catalog makes sure that your data is deleted when you are dropping manage table, but after 7 days. After 7 days. Why? Because there are some silly mistakes that everyone can make. If you just drop the table by mistake, you can undrop that table. Wow, undrop. Yeah. So I will simply add %md and I will simply say undrop manage table. So you have 7 days to correct your mistake. Mistakes are good if you are ready to correct them. because obviously you cannot expect your life without mistakes. You cannot expect. But if you are making mistakes and you are correcting them, then you are on right track, you are on right path. This message was deep. So okay, let me just run this undrop command. Undrop. Okay, spelling is right. Okay, undrop, and then I can just copy this table name, and I can just select my cell to SQL. Let me run this. Okay, so it is undrop. Let me just click on refresh. Wow, my table is back. Yeah, because of that functionality, that bringing back table data within 7 days. Perfect. So this was all about external tables, managed tables. Now we want to know about views, because we want to know about views as well, because we saw those views. Okay, let's create a view. Let's create a view. And after this view, I will just eat something. I'm very, very, very hungry. I have not eaten anything since morning, bro. Nothing, nothing. I was just solving this cube, and I'm not kidding. I will solve this. By the end of this video, I will solve this. You think I'm kidding? No, bro. No. No. Okay, let's create a view. So these were all about sessions. Let's create view. Okay, let's create that. Don't worry, I will just provide this notebook in my GitHub repository so that you can just refer this notebook and learn and practice and do anything that you want. Enjoy, bro. Enjoy the learning. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process, because process is everything. Once you achieve your goal, you will miss those days when you were in that process. Enjoy the process. Enjoy. I told you I'm a great philosopher. I'm a great philosopher. I don't know, but I know that I'm a great philosopher. I can just give you so much of philosophy talks and everything. So okay. Let's focus. Let's focus. Okay. So let's create views. Okay. Because we have three things, like three major things: tables, views, and volumes. Yes, bro, don't worry, we will discuss volumes as well. After views, volumes is the next step. Then your favorite topic will appear, that is delta lake, that is delta table. And and I will also talk about deletion vectors. What's that? That is a recent upgrade in the delta lake, and that is crazy. So I will just teach you delta lake first without deletion vector and with deletion vector. Nowadays deletion vector is auto enabled, but I will just turn it off so that you can understand the delta lake first. Then you will be easily understanding that concept that is called deletion vectors. See, I'm so possessive for your learning. I'm so possessive. I'm so possessive. Wow. I'm a great boy, man. Ansh, focus. I know you're hungry. Just focus. Focus. Okay, let's create a view. Create. Okay. Do you know one functionality that you can read the files directly using select statement? Yeah, I'm not lying. So for that, obviously we need to insert some data, right? Let's insert some data into one of the tables. You can pick any table of your choice. Let's put some data in our external table, because I love external tables. Industry loves external table. Why? Because we secure our data. We are the owners of our data. Even if we drop our tables, we do not drop our data. I love external tables. So I will simply put some data in external tables. So I will simply say insert into, table name is mancat, oops, cata, and ex man schema perfect dot ext table. And I want to insert some values such as, let's say 1, I'll put my name Ansh, then I will do equal 2, and I will just put my like last name, which is Lamba, and then I will say 3, and I will say maybe my goal TEDx speaker. Yeah, so what's that? Yeah, I want to speak on TEDx stage. Do you really think I can? Okay, so run this simply run this. So it is just inserting some data. So now this time you can just able to see the data residing in that particular folder in which we have created our table, our delta table. Okay, so our data is ready. Now Let me show you. Let me show you, bro. Let me show you. So simply go to your containers, my container, external table. This is our table name, man table 3. This is your data. See, this is your data. Bro, we need to understand this delta table in detail. I know, I will explain you. This is just for the understanding for manage an external table. We are coming on to that part, don't worry. So this is your data, right? This time, I want to query this data. Okay, so I will simply say select asterisk from, let's say table name was, oh man, these 3 naming convention, 3 level naming. Okay, thanks for the suggestion. I love you. Okay, so now we have this table and it is saying that, oh, because this is managed table, we want external table. I was like, what? I just inserted some data. Okay, so I can just see this data now. Very good. Very good. Now, let's suppose you do not have a table. What do you mean? Yeah, let's say you do not have a table built on top of Delta Lake. You can query the data in Databricks using select statement. How? Let me show you. Let's say you have this folder, man table 3, and you have any data inside this in Parquet format, in CSV format, in Delta format, in JSON format, anything. You can use select statement on top of this folder and you will be able to read the data. How? Let me just show you. If you are Synapse background, it is similar to open row set function. If you are not from Synapse background, just ignore what I just said. Okay, so I will simply use here querying. So this is views. I know we are creating views. So let's not talk about views right now because this is really important. So I will simply say querying files using select. Okay, views is the next step. Okay, because this is really important and I wanted to tell you this. Okay, so I will simply say select asterisk from, then let me just zoom it a little bit. Okay, select asterisk from, let me zoom it up. Oh no, it's too big, man. Get lost. Okay, so select asterisk from, we need to use ticks. What are these ticks? If you just click on the button right above the tab, first you have caps lock, then you have tab, then you have a key just towards left of your 1 number, right? It is called ticks. Then you need to just give the location abfss, then my container name is my container @storage modder db. Okay, don't laugh, bro. Don't laugh. .dfs.code .windows.net. Okay, perfect, man. Then we have something called external table. Okay, inside this we have something called man table. No, not man table. It is called, yeah, man table 3. Okay, it is man table. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So we have created external table. Oh, it is named as man table. Wow, nice. Man table 3. Okay. So now I will simply run this command and I will be able to, wow, cannot be found. Nice. So did I make any mistake regarding spelling? Let me just check. ABFS my container storage modder db.dfs.co.windows.net external table. Is spelling right? Yeah, man table is right. Oh, we need to just add underscore. See, I'm a mess. Again, what happened, bro? Verifying the spelling or correctness of schema. What happened? The table or view cannot be found. Okay. Oh man, you should eat something, bro. Who will write delta here? Delta dot. So we just need to specify the format as well. Format, yes. We need to specify the format as well. So now I will just try to run this. Wow. So even if you do not have any view, any table, anything, if you just want to directly query the data in Databricks, you can do it using select asterisk from this and it will just give you the result, obviously. So this is a very cool feature and this is similar to open row set function who are familiar with Synapse. So I'm just repeating that. So okay, now Why I introduced this topic before views? Because you can just, obviously in SQL, why do we create views? We create views to store the result of a specific query. Let's say I want to store the result. Let's say I want to say where id equals to 1. I just want to store this result. I will first run it, right? And I will simply store this result. So I can simply create a view on top of it. Now we can say creating view, percentage md, perfect. And then we can say views, right? These are permanent views. Okay, permanent views. Do we have temporary views as well? Yes, we do have temporary views. We will talk about it after this. So when we want to create permanent views, so permanent views stay in the catalog level, in the Metastore level. Even if we restart our cluster, it will stay there just like normal tables and database, but temporary views will be gone. So there are basically two types of temporary views, global temp view and just temp view. So we will talk about it, don't worry, that I am just giving you the overview. Let's create this view first. So okay, I want to create view, right? And I want to save it as under like man catalog dot man schema dot view. Simple. Let's say view 1. Okay, and then I will simply say as. Okay, this is very nice, and it has given us the query. See, it is so smart. It's not a query, so it has just given the location. So I will simply say select asterisk from delta dot, and I will use ticks. I will use ticks instead of single quote. This is not a single quote. Okay, simple. So now it will create a view on top of this query. And as you said, Ansh, that we will use where as well. Yes sir, where id equals to 1. Very smart. Okay, so this is very nice. Okay, let's create a view. Let me just run this, and I have just received a very good thought in my mind that I should share that as well. So I will share that thing as well, don't worry. Okay, so this is our view. We have created a view on top of this query. So now if you want to query the view, you can. Okay, select asterisk from, let me just say this view. Okay, simple. Let's run, and you can even show that, see, this is the result, and you will just see this thing here as well in your man schema under man catalog. So this is man catalog, man schema, this is your view, this is your view. Perfect, this is your view. So now the thought is, let's first complete the temp view. So this is your like permanent views. Let's create temporary views. So if let's say percentage md, let's create temporary views, temp views. Hit enter. So first of all, we will create temp view, simple temp view, not global. Okay. So what is the code for that? This is very simple. Simply like you need to write create or replace temp view, and then you can just name it as, obviously you need to define catalog. So man cata dot man schema dot view2, but this time we will say temp. Okay, and we will use the same query. I will just show you, just see, I will just show you. I will simply use this query, or not this one, this one. Okay, simply create this one. Perfect. So I will just simply run it. What's wrong, bro? Only accept single part view names. Oh, okay. We do not need to define this catalog and schema. Why? Because obviously it is temporary view and we do not need to register it under any catalog. So you can simply define your temp view. Why? That question will be answered as well. Why? Let me first query this view. Select asterisk from temp view. Okay. Now you will see the result. Okay. So what's the difference, bro? If I detach my notebook, let's say I click on detach, that means my cluster is running but my notebook is detached, right? If I try to query this, let's say I reattach it, obviously I need compute, so I will reattach it. Okay, yes, it is reattached. I did nothing. Now if I query my permanent view, If I query my permanent view, this will run fine. Now if I run this which is temporary view, it will throw error. Yes, why? Because this view was automatically deleted when the cluster was detached. When the cluster was detached. So why do we need then these type of views? So let's say we want to just create the view to store some value which we do not need to take it forward after the notebook runs. So this is very handy when you need to create temporary views just for that particular iteration, just for that particular run. That's it. That's it. I know it was helpful. So now we can discuss about volumes now. Finally, volumes. Volumes is a hot topic right now, so let's discuss that in detail. Okay, volumes. And now I need some food, bro. I need some food. So I'm just coming back in just 5 minutes. I will quickly eat something, some fruits and also I'm just coming back. So wait. So this is your hot topic, that is volumes. So basically, what are these volumes? What are these volumes? If we just talk about the hierarchical level, it is equivalent to your table, view, and then you have something called as volumes. Okay, so if you're concerned with my food, so yeah, I ate something, so don't worry. So basically, why do we need volumes? So basically, volumes are used to govern the semi-structured, unstructured, obviously structured data as well. So obviously we store data in data lake, right? And we govern the metadata in Metastore. But what if we want to govern our files as well? Govern our files as well under the Unity catalog, then we need to create volumes. So volumes will not have that tabular data, will not have that metadata, but it will have the ability to be governed by the Unity catalog using something called as volumes. So as you can just see, it is written that it representing a logical volume of storage in a cloud object storage location. Volumes provide capabilities for accessing, storing, governing, and organizing files. And while tables provide governance over tabular dataset, because we know like tables get stored in the tabular format, volumes add governance over non-tabular dataset. Let's say you have a CSV file, let's say you have a Parquet file. You do not have your tabular dataset fixed on top of that file. You can still govern that. You can use volume to store and access files in any format, including structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Wow. Similar to the tables, you can create manage and external volumes. And now I know that you know the difference between managed and external. Then there's a specific naming convention if you want to create the volume. What's that? First of all, we need to write this volume. This is the path to access files in a volume using the following format. So if you want to use the files within the volumes, you need to use this format. And Databricks also support an optional ABFS, but I wouldn't recommend you to use DBFS or let's say DBFS colon slash. You can simply use this one. Volumes, catalog, schema identifier, volume identifier, path, file name. So this is very simple, like volume name is an identifier that can be qualified with a catalog and schema. This is similar to the table creation. When we create the table, we just specify the catalog name, then schema name, then table name. So we'll simply do this. But when we need to read the volumes, we need to use this particular path. Where is it? Yeah, here. Let me just use blue marker. This one. Volumes, then catalog name, then schema name, then volume identifier. Maybe you have created a different folder. Then like this. Don't worry, I will just explain you everything. So this was all about volumes. Let's practically do it. So my cluster is starting because I just turned it off because I was eating something. So it is being started. So for that obviously we need some data in our container. So meanwhile my cluster is being started, so I will simply go to my container and I will create one directory called volumes. Simple. I will create a directory called volumes. Okay, or I can just show you one advanced feature of our Databricks utility. So I will not create volumes from here, I will create it from Databricks. Can you create it? Yeah. So I will simply create one directory called source. Simple. Let's say this is my source, and inside this source container, source folder, I will just upload one file, any random file. I will simply click on upload and browse for files. This is my file that I have uploaded. sales.csv file. It's a CSV file, so it's a random file. I will just upload this file in my GitHub repository. You can just download it, or if you want to just use your own file, you can use it. Don't worry. So I will simply go here and I will first show you how you can create directory using Databricks. It is very simple. So you can simply write something called as dbutils dot fs, that is file system, dot mkdirs, if I'm not wrong. Like, we will just check it. Then we can just create a container, or let's say a folder within a specific location. So I will simply say abfss, and I want to create folder under my container at storage moddrdb dot dfs dot core dot windows dot net, and within this I want to create a folder called volumes. Let's run this. Let's run this. So I can just create a markdown here, and I can just make it bold, and I can say creating a directory. Oops, directory for volume. Perfect. So it says true, that means it has created the directory. You want to check it? I want to check it. Click on my container, click on refresh. Woohoo! Wow, this utility is great. Yes, so now what we'll be doing, we will first create, so now we have this folder, right? This volumes folder. Now we have this volume folder. Now we want to create volume inside this folder, or let's say volume on the top of this particular folder. Simple. How we can do this? It is very simple. So I will simply create command, and I will make it bold. I will say creating a volume. So volume is equivalent to a table. I'm just talking about the hierarchical level. Okay, so it is simple. Create volume. Just keep one thing in your mind. So volume is a new addition, so it is only supported in, I think, runtimes above than 15 point something. So always choose the latest one, like 15 point something long-term support, so it will be supported in that one. Create volume, my volume. Okay, yeah, we first need to use catalog as well. So I will pick man cata dot man schema, then my volume, let's say. So this will be your external volume. Why? Because we want to work with external volume. Simple. My volume ext. Simple. So just click run. Oops, I forgot to mention the storage. So now it is an external, oh sorry, now it is a managed volume. It's fine. So now we can just check this volume. Simply go to your catalog tab, and then you can simply select your man cata, then man schema. Now you will see something called as tables along with this volume. Simply click on it, and now you will see my volume ext. I know it is a managed one, so we just ran it. So I will just try to drop it, drop volume, because I want to create, I will comment it. Oops. Okay, simple. So now it is dropped. Now I will just recreate it. So I will simply write create external volume. Yeah, we need to specify external keyword specifically. In case of tables, we just mention the location and it becomes understood. But in case of volume, we need to specify that it is an external volume. So my catalog is man cata dot man schema dot external catalog, or yeah, external, not catalog, external volume. Perfect. And then we will just specify the location. Okay, perfect. And then I will simply say abfss, and then I can just say my container. Oh, he's smart. So instead of using external volume, yeah, we can just use volumes, because we have created the folder called volumes. See, directory is for volume. So I will simply run this. Yeah, our volume is created. So I can just refresh it. Yeah, I can see my external volume. Yeah, it's called external volume. Now, if we want to create the volume, like if you want to list the files. So one way of doing it is just manually uploading file here, but I wanted to show you one powerful DB utilities as well, which is called copying the file. So I can just simply say, make it bold, copy file for volume. Simple, copy file for volume. So now I will simply write that utility. It's called dbutils.fs.cp, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's fine. So now we need to just give the location for source and destination. For source, it is called abfss my container. Yes. So it is called, let me just change the end part of it. It is called source/sales, and in case of destination, it is abfss my container. It is volumes/sales. Perfect. Let me just run this. Perfect. Let me just refresh this tab. You will see the data. You will see the file. See, now we have sales file. Now we have sales file. So if we want to query the sales file, if we want to query this volume, so let me just write it here, querying volume. Okay, so we can simply go here and just copy the syntax that Databricks has provided to us. So it was this one, where it is, yeah, here. Perfect. So simple. It is very similar to querying the files. So we will simply write select asterisk from the file format name csv dot, then we need to use text, and then we will just write it here. So now you will say, hey, then what is the difference? Why do we need to create volume? Because we are just using the same step. This time Unity catalog can govern these files, but earlier it cannot. It cannot because it was not registered under that Metastore. See, this is the difference. Because obviously we are using the exact same syntax, select asterisk from file name, then we need to just give the location. Everything is same. This time Unity catalog can govern these files. It can govern these, like all the unstructured, semi-structured files. So catalog identifier is man cata, then schema identifier is man schema. Perfect. Volume identifier is external volume, I think. I can just check. I can just check here. Yeah, it's called external volume. Perfect. Now this external volume is pointing to this whole volumes folder, like volume directory. It can have multiple folder hierarchically stored inside this, but we do not have anyone. So we will just simply mention the sales file. That's it. We will remove this path as we just have one file, and file name is sales. We will run this. We will run this, and now we should see the data. And now, yeah, where is the data? Yeah, here's the data. So now this data is being governed by Unity catalog. I know header was not true. That doesn't matter. We were just supposed to just see the, let's say, data volume. Simple. So this was all about managed and external volumes. And now I know you are really excited to cover delta tables in detail with deletion vector. So we will be covering both the parts. So initially we'll just talk about delta tables without deletion vector. So I can just turn off the deletion vector on the table, and then I will show you what gets affected after deletion vector. So it will be great learning for you. Let's learn that. So what's up? Let's discuss my favorite topic. My favorite topic. It's called Delta Lake. So I will create a new notebook for it. Let's create a new notebook because it is already fully packed and it will be easier for you to just navigate through it. Oh man, my hair. So let's create new notebook. Simply click on it, and then okay, perfect. Then we can just connect our notebook with this cluster. Definitely, yeah. Then we're gonna discuss delta tables. So first of all, what is delta format and how it is different from other file formats, and why do we care about it? You will get to know everything. All the questions will be answered today. Let me just roll up my cuffs and let's start. Okay. First of all, let's create a container. Yeah. Let's create a container, I'm just having a toffee, right? Do not think anything else. Let me just do it. Wait. Okay. So I will create one container called Delta Lake to understand this concept from scratch. And this container is empty. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Let me just close the unnecessary tabs. First of all, we will just name it. We'll say Delta tutorial. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So basically, let's start with the creation of delta table because you will learn along the way. Okay, so first of all, I will simply write my markdown command command. Okay, and I will simply say delta table. I will explain each and everything, don't worry, just be with me for a few more minutes and you will see everything explained so easily, so easily, so easily. By the way, I want to go to gym after this. I'm delaying it for you. See how much I love you. let's complete this first, then Ansh Lamba will go to gym. Otherwise, he will not go. Okay. Okay. So first of all, let's create delta table. It's similar to the SQL DDL command, and we have already created in the previous notebook. So simply write create table, and we are creating external delta table. You know the reason, because we love external tables. No, bro. It's like because we want to see the data as well, so we can see it. Okay, create external table, and obviously we need to pick the catalog. So we can just use the existing catalog, or we can just create a new one just for the, you can say, oh, let's use it like this, like the existing one, because we do not want to waste our time, because we already saw like how we can create external like catalogs and all. So create table man catalog dot manage schema dot delta table name. So I will call it as delta table. Simple, just for the understanding. And I will create, let's say, 2 to 3 random columns, id int, name string, and let's say third column will be city, let's say. Okay, city, and this is also string. Perfect. Then we need to type using delta. Perfect. Then we need to give the location. We already know all these steps. Okay, because we're going to discuss something else after this. So location is abfss, and this time my container name is delta lake at the rage at the rate storage. Perfect. And there's no folder within this, so I will create one folder. It's called delta table. Perfect. Now we'll see the magic. I will explain each and everything. Like I will explain delta log in detail, everything. I'm really excited to share this knowledge. I'm really, really excited. Oh man, I'm so tired. Okay, let's do it. Come on. Okay, let's run this. Oh man, what's that? What it is asking, bro? So no parent external location was found. Oh, we cannot use delta lake container, and I want to ask you why. Just tell me why. You can just have a look on the error for one more time and just tell me why. If you got it, you are very smart, and you are my data community, you are really smart. So the thing is, as you remember that we have created external location for only this container, so we will use this container. So we will create one folder inside this. So let's add directory and let me call it as delta lake. If you were able to find this error, you are really, really smart. If not, now you are smart, right? It was just a matter of few more minutes. Now you are smart. Okay, so let me just change the container name. Bro. I will simply say my container. And we have a folder called delta lake. And within this folder, we want to create delta table. Okay. Okay, let me just run this command. Oops, I mentioned wrong storage account. It's called storage modder DB. By the way, why didn't do this? This Databricks didn't identify my storage account. It's his fault. It's his fault. Perfect. Our delta table is created. Awesome. As I just mentioned that I will explain you each and everything. I will explain you delta vectors as well. So for that, I first need to turn off the delta vectors. Why? because by default Databricks now auto enable delta vectors, and if you want to become a pro delta lake developer, you should know the basics fundamentals like why we use delta vectors. You can relate it better. Okay, okay, sorted. If not, it's okay, bro. Do not need to be sorted in life. Be a mess. Be a mess. Okay, so now I will just turn off the vectors. I can simply search turn off deletion vectors, or like I can simply say deletion vectors because I'm so sure they will have a code to turn it on. I will simply use it for like turn it off. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Really? I think so. Let me just zoom out a little bit. It's so huge. So if we want to turn on the, let me see, I got the code. I'm so smart. So they have a code to turn it on. I will use it to turn it off. So simple, bro. So simple. Be a smart. Be a smart. I was about to use another word, but okay. So I will simply turn it off. This is my table name, and my table name is man kata dot man schema perfect dot delta table. Just be with me. First, we will turn it off. You will get to know like why we are just turning it off and what's the concept behind it. So we will simply say false. Simple, bro. Simple. We have just altered our table and we have turned off the deletion vectors. Now I will show you something. Really? Yeah. What's that? Okay, we'll tell you. Wait. Okay. Now let's insert some data within this table. Okay. Okay. Insert. Do you know like when see, I'm just talking in front of camera, right? But I'm literally like feeling that I'm just talking to like thousands or lakhs of people. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I'm genuinely treating you as like you are already sitting in front of me and I'm just sharing my knowledge in front of you just in person. This is the connection that I have built with you all in just short span of time. I don't know. I don't know. I think I am like this. So by the way, I'm really okay. Let's share this. So I'm really an introvert type of person, so I don't talk to people much. I am like very restricted, but when I just face the camera, I don't know like from where I get the rage, from where I get the energy to just talk. You would be imagining me as like this in real life, like in real life as well, right? No, I don't talk to anyone. I don't talk to anyone. I don't know. I'm very introvert. But when I'm just sharing my knowledge, I feel so happy because obviously after reading a comment, so I feel like I'm helping a like lot of people, right? And I feel like you as my data fam. Like when I say data fam, I really mean it. And in person, like in reality, I'm not this kind of person who is like so like open to everyone. No, I'm very limited. I'm very limited. I don't talk to people. So this was a small conversation that I wanted to have. So you are my real friend. You are my real friend. Okay. 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 Let's get back to the class. Delta Lake class. Okay. So first of all, we will simply say insert into, and we will simply select man kata dot man schema, then table. Yes, and then we need to just say values. Then we will just insert some random values, right? Let's say one, AA, and city is like any city. Maybe let's say which city, bro? Just pick any city. Which city should I pick? Let's pick Delhi. Okay, I'm from Delhi, so it's fine. Okay, so second, like I was born in Delhi. So let's say BB. Then this time we can just pick London. I love London. Then we have 3. Then we have CC. Then we have Sydney. I love Sydney. Then just run it. Oh, I just put comma. My bad. Okay. Now we have 3 values, right? Just remember, then we have 3 values. It is just inserting the data into the delta table. Just hold on. You will be learning a lot. See, now we have 3 files, right? Do you want to see the data, how it looks? So I can just simply use describe command, describe extended. So by default it is Python, so we need to just change it to SQL every time. Describe extended, and then we can just simply say man keta.man schema.table. Perfect. It will simply show you the extended version of the table. So now as you can see, it is giving us the all the details. What just happened? Okay, so it is just giving us the all the detail. First of all, columns and their data types, right? Then they have catalog. Then they have database. See, I told you, you can either use database or schema. It's up to you. Then you have table name. Then something special. What type of table it is? It is external table. And what is the location? This is the location. What is the provider? Delta. See, you have all the information. You have all the information. Okay. Now, you want to query it? I want to query it because I want to explain you a very important concept. It's called tombstoning of files. Tombstoning of files. Yes, bro. Tombstoning of files. I will just show you. I just learned this concept. I still remember, like, I attended so many seminars conducted by Databricks itself, and they were explaining this concept, and I was like, wow. Obviously, I didn't get everything in one go. I had to refer some books. I don't know if the book is handy with me right now. I think it's there. So it's called Delta Lake Up and Running. So I read that book in detail, and it's masterpiece, masterpiece. So I'm just trying to share that knowledge with you. I was so excited to just show you the book page. I don't have here right now on my table. So don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Okay, so I will simply write select asterisk from mankata dot man schema dot table. I will simply run it. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. This is my table. Okay. Now I will use something called as DML commands, or let's say update, simple updates like CRUD operations. CRUD, 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 create, read, update, delete, these kinds of commands. So first of all, before running that, I will show you the data, how it looks behind the scenes. Okay. Okay. Just be excited. I know this gonna be really a good chapter. Just be with me. So this is our table. Simple. This is our table. Perfect. This is our data. Now let's talk about delta table. Like, what are the delta lake? Like, what is the delta lake? If you already know, just be with me because you will learn something special. Because every time we just learn delta lake, we learn something new. Why? Because we have like so many updates. Maybe I'll be like talking about an update you are not aware of. So first of all, let me just expand this. And you will say, bro, you are making fool of us. I will say, no, bro, why you're saying this? We are seeing here dot packet, and you are saying that you have created table in delta format. Why we are not seeing dot delta? Question is valid. Your question is valid. I also asked this question to myself before. So the thing is, delta lake or delta table is not a file format. Yes, it's not a file format. It's a kind of, you can say, architecture, and by definition, if we say it's called like open table format. We don't want to listen definition. Okay, my bad. Okay, I apologize. So basically what it does, it will use your packet data. Simple. It will use your packet format data, as you can see. But when it creates this delta log on top of this data, it becomes delta lake. Okay, but what's so special in this delta log that it creates or converts it into delta table or delta lake? Let me just click on this delta log. You will see JSON files. Wow. But we are also seeing CRC files. So just ignore these files. These are called cyclic redundant check files. Yeah, CRC, cyclic redundant check files. You can just confirm the definition. So it's called CRC files. It's called cyclic redundant check files. These are just for the confirmation that data is not corrupted and it gets written like nicely. So now you have something called JSON files, right? So these JSON files are actually holding your transactions. What do I mean? When I click on any one JSON, I will simply click on it and I will click on edit button. You will see the content of it. See, it says just create the data. It has like all the information, like create the data, or let's say, let me just click on the second one, like first, then it will define the metadata, and it will contain all the information that I have performed. Like it will create a log of all the informations, and it will create log in the ascending order, like 0 will be your first file, 1 will be your second file, 2 will be your third file. So it will just store all the changes in an ascending order in all these steps, right? So what it is actually doing, it is creating something called as versions. What is it doing? It is creating versions. So in version 0, it created the table. In version 1, if you remember, we turned off the deletion vector. It stored that information as well in this one. Then in JSON, like in 2.json, it did something else. So it created, oh yeah, we just inserted the data. So it stored that information as well. If I click on it, I should see that information. Click on edit. See, you can see add button. What it is saying? It is saying, hey my delta table, just add this partition, just add this data, because our data is actually in Parquet format. So it added that information in the delta log, that please add this partition, and in this partition, in this Parquet file, we have 3 records. Okay, now I will show you something else. Okay, this is the time. Okay, what I will do right now, I will update one record. Let's say I want to update this Delhi. Okay, oh, I know I born in Delhi, just replace Delhi with Toronto. Let's say, let's say, okay, I want to update this information. Okay, when I will be updating this information, you will see something magical, and that's called tombstoning of file. I will show you. Let me just show you. Let me just create a markdown. Do we have a markdown here? No, let's create a markdown because it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, updates. Let me bold, make it bold. Updates in delta table. Simple. Okay, simple. Now listen to me carefully. Now what we will do, we will update the table. Update man kata dot man schema dot table, set city equals to Toronto. People call it as Toronto. I call it Toronto. My mouth, I want to call it as Toronto. What's your problem? What's your problem? You want to call it as Toronto, you can just call it as Toronto, but I will call it as Toronto. So let's update it where id equals to 1. Simple. Let me run this command. You will say, we already know this. This is the basic of SQL. We know, like, it will just update the query. If I just rerun this command, select asterisk, it will just rerun it. What are you teaching us, bro? Let me show you what I am teaching to you. I'm just teaching you the core skills, competitive skills that not everyone has. Let me just show you what will happen in the Delta Lake. I will simply click on it. I will simply refresh it. Hey, why do we have another file? Why do we have another file? Like, we used to have only this file. Why do we have this file? You were saying that it is easy, so you should know. Okay, don't worry, I'm just kidding. So let me tell you what happened. It's called tombstoning of files. What happened? What happened? So as you know, this was our previous partition, right? Which was already there. Now we made a, man, something is biting me here. Ignore. So earlier we used to have only one partition, only one Parquet file. Agree with me? Do not worry about the naming convention. This is the default naming convention that Parquet decides. So this was our only Parquet file in the folder, right? Now we made one change. What change did we make? We just updated the city. Now it just rewrite. Yes, it will just rewrite. It will what it has already rewritten. So it has rewritten that Parquet file with that change. Now this Parquet file has all the 3 records, 1, 2, 3, and city is Toronto. Toronto. So then we have London, then we have Sydney, right? Then we have Sydney. This Parquet file has 3 records, these 3 records. Okay, now this old Parquet file has 1, 2, 3. This has Delhi, Delhi is my heart. London, and we have Sydney. Now this file will be tombstoned. Tombstone means like you would have heard this word bro in graveyard or all, like it will be considered as dead. So this file will be tombstone. Let me just write it for you. This is a fancy word, you should know. Tombstone. This file is tombstoned. So this file is tombstoned. Now delta log is saying just read only this file because this is the latest version of data and has all the changes, right? Where's my mouse, bro? Yeah. He's saying like this file has all the new records, all the updated records, all the latest records. Simple. This information is written in delta log. Let me just show you. Just make notes of this particular information because now I will tell you something else. Now I will tell you something else just after this because I'm going to turn on the deletion vector and now I'll show you the difference. Why we need deletion vectors. I will show you. Okay. So I am assuming that you have created the notes on this in this area. Okay. So now I'm just opening the delta log. It will say in its latest version of JSON, it will say remove that partition. Okay. As you can see, it will say remove that partition and add only this partition. Add only this partition, right? And we call it as versioning. We call it as versioning. Let me just show you the versions of the table. So I will simply say %mg and I will make it bold. Versioning. Okay. So I will simply say describe history. Let me select SQL. Then I will say man schema. Oops. Okay, perfect. Let me run this. You will see all the versions of the table. So these are called something called as versions. These are something called as versions. Okay. So version 0 when we created the table. Version 1 when we just updated the table, when we turned off the deletion vectors. So see, it is written set table properties. Version 2 when we just inserted the data. Version 1 when we updated the record. Oh, sorry, version 3 when we updated the record. All these information are stored in the form of versions in delta lake, in delta table. Awesome. And now I will tell you about the time travel. What is time travel? It is similar to the I always give the example of Doraemon's time travel machine. If you have watched that cartoon, that was my favorite cartoon. I have watched that cartoon till I think when I was in 11th or 10th standard. Yeah. I told you I'm a kid, bro. I have watched that cartoon. I used to just sit and just have my lunch after school and I used to just watch that cartoon. I love that cartoon. So this is similar to that particular time machine and this is real one. That was the fake one. So this is the real one. Let's say we updated the data. Okay. Now we can see this data. Now I will say, hey, just go to the previous version. Just put here Delhi. Maybe you have just put the data by mistake or anything like can happen, right? You want to just go to the previous version. How you can do that? You can do that. It's very easy. It's called time travel. It's called time travel. And it's real. These are not my naming convention. This is the naming convention being used in the industry. It's called time travel, bro. Don't make fun of me that you are talking about time travel, data versioning. Yeah, obviously, Doraemon's time machine is not being used in the industry, but yeah, time travel is being used. So what we can do, we have a command called restore. Restore, then table name because you want to restore the table name. Okay, I will simply say man dot. Oh, come on, man kata. Okay, simple. When we have created this restore command, then we will say to version as of 2 because we want to go to version 2. Okay, let's run this. What will happen? What do you think? What will happen? Just tell me. Just tell me. Obviously it will go back to that particular state of the table. Let's see, it is just updating the table. Okay, perfect, perfect. Now I want to query the data. Let's go up and let's query here. Now you will see, perfect. Now you can see this. This is called time travel. This is time travel. I know this is really interesting, and this is really good as well. Perfect. Now we want to know about deletion vectors, like what will be the scenario in deletion vectors. So it's time to just alter the command to make it true. So okay, let me just go to delta table and let me just turn on the deletion vector. Let me just copy it and I can just paste it here so that you can also refer it. %md deletion vector. So I'm just turning on the deletion vector again. Okay, perfect. Or let's create a new table and then just treat it as well, because otherwise you will get confused. So let's create a new table. Okay, perfect. And you can just relate it with this scenario. So let me create a new table for you. This is the table code. Let me just paste it. Perfect. And we will call it as table 2. Okay, and we will call it as table 2. Perfect. Just create a table. Create it quick, bro. I want to go to gym. Okay, now we can just use insert command into table 2. Perfect. So now I will show you something else. It's really interesting. Okay, now let's go to my container, and obviously we want to go to delta lake table 2. Now obviously it has written the data. Now something special will happen. Really? Yeah, let me just update the command like we did earlier, right? And let's update the city from Sydney to, let's pick a new city, don't worry. Okay, let me update the command in the delta 2 table. Okay, let me create %md and I will make it bold. Updates in deletion vector table. Okay, perfect. I will simply write delta 2 and I will change the city. I will put the city, I will pick, which city do I like? Let's pick, I want to pick a city from US. Let's pick city from US. It's fun, bro. Have some fun. So Seattle. I love Seattle. Okay. Seattle. What's the spelling of Seattle? Okay, yeah, I love Seattle, even if I don't know the spelling. Okay, so let's put Seattle. Okay, let's run this. Now something else will happen, and it will be totally different from the scenario that happened before. Now you will say, we know what will happen. It will just create a new partition and it will just rewrite the data and it will just tombstone the previous file. No, bro. No. Let's go to our delta table. Let me refresh it. What? What are these 3 partitions? And what is this deletion vector partition? What is that? Ansh. Jokes apart, please explain us what just happened. Okay. Let me explain. Okay. First of all, this was the partition that was used, right? You can just see the time. This was the very first partition at 4:06 p.m. Oh, it's 4:06 p.m. I started the session at, I think, 9:30. Ah, see, I'm so possessive for you, and you don't even hit the subscribe button. No, I know. Now you have hit the subscribe button. Okay, so this was the very first partition that was created when we inserted the data. Then what just happened? We updated the record. Traditionally, it used to rewrite the data, right? But not anymore in deletion vectors. What it will do, it will create this deletion vector and it will mark that updated record with id equals to 1, as we know, will be as removed, or let's say as changed, or it will just flag that record. It will store that information in this deletion vector. Perfect. One thing. Then it will write that particular changed record in this partition. If you will just upload this data in, let's say, Parquet query viewer online, you will see it just has one record, which is id equals to 1. It did not rewrite all the data. Listen to me. It did not rewrite all the data. It just wrote the changed records. Only one record. Simple. Now, simple, simple, simple. Sorted, sorted, sorted. This partition was flagged. This Parquet file was flagged in which rows were changed, and in this partition only the new partition, or let's say new file, was written, or let's say new updated records were written. Just forget about this partition for now. Trust me, I will explain you. Trust me. Just forget about this partition. Just imagine this is not existing there. Trust me, bro. Trust me. I will explain you. So far, we just have two partitions. In first partition, we flagged the records as changed. In second partition, we just inserted the new records. Now, what is written in this delta log? Let me explain you. This concept is very new. That's why I'm putting more stress. Okay. Just open the delta log. Now, we will just read the 2.json. Why? I will tell you. Not three, just 2. Okay. Now just click on edit button. It will perform 3 things. What? First of all, it will remove the partition that we already know. Okay, it removed the partition. Okay, this is cancelled out. This is tombstone. Perfect, perfect. Your understanding is absolutely right. Then it added the record, but this time in this new record, it just has updated records. That means only one record. That means the file that we have tombstoned, we need to add it back again to have the data which is not changed, right? Yes, that's why if you closely observe, it will first remove the same file. It will add back the same file. Whoa! Why it is adding back the same file? No, it is not adding back the same file. No, it is not adding back the same file. I will tell you why. If I just scroll it here towards right, I will see something else. What? This time it has added that deletion vector in the file. It is saying, hey bro, add that file again. Add that file again, which is your 209A. Add that file, same file again, but add deletion vector as well with this file, which will tell us which records need to be removed. Simple. This is the new concept. Not everyone knows about this. Not everyone knows about this. I also accidentally learned this. I will tell you the story what happened with me, how I learned this. This is the scenario, this is the architecture, and this is 100% accurate. This is 100% accurate. Simple. Now Ansh, we have understood everything. Just one question. I know your question. I know your question. What just happened in this 3.json and why do we have this third partition? Let me explain you why. So for that, just hold on. Just for that, I want to explain you one concept is called optimization. Okay, let me just write it here. Oh, I'm having so much fun, bro, while explaining this concept, because I am so happy that you guys are becoming aware of all these things. So percentage MD, then I will simply write. Uh, I will make it bold, or let's say heading. Okay. I will simply say optimize. Optimize in delta tables. What's that? What's that? So we have a command called optimize. What it does, let me tell you. So just forget about this. Just forget about this. I told you. Okay. Just forget about this. This is not existing here. Okay. We just have two files. So in optimize command, what optimize command actually does? So it basically, let's say this is your partition 1, or let's say this is your Parquet file 1. Okay. This is your Parquet file 2. Okay. So this is, let's say, of 1 GB. This is, let's say, is of like 100 MB, right? So, and this is the similar scenario in our case as well. One file is really big, which has all the records. Let's say they have like 3 records, 2 records, and in other file we just have 1 record. So it is very difficult for Delta Lake to read too many files of smaller size, and it is always good to read from the large files, and they are fewer in number. That means it is always easy to read 1.1 GB of one file instead of 1 GB in one file and 100 MB in second file. Or if this file is of 1 GB each, let's say this is the scenario, still it is always easy to read 2 GB of one file instead of 1 GB of different files. So here is the command called optimize command, which combines the partition and create fewer partitions. In our scenario, it just combined 2 partitions and created 1 partition. Got it? That's where this command has done this. It has combined all the 2 partitions, small partitions, and created 1 partition. But bro, we did not specify optimize command why it did this. Bro, you did it. Do you want to see this? Let me show you. If I want to say select, oh sorry, describe and history, and then you will say man get a table to run this. You will see all the versions. You cannot lie to me. Now I can see, hey bro, you have applied optimize. No, we have not applied it. Yes, you are right. You have not applied it. But when we have deletion vectors turned on our delta tables, then Delta Lake will automatically apply optimize command on top of a delta table because it can improve the performance. Why? Just imagine you have 1 GB of data and you just want to make updates in just 10 records. That will hardly sum up to, let's say, 10 MB. So it will create the problem of small file problems, right? So it will automatically combine those partitions. It's a cool feature. It improves your query performance, right? Right. So this is a scenario for delta tables updates using deletion vectors. Now, if you will ask if you want to just turn on the optimize command on any table, the syntax is very similar. Not similar, it's simple. So you can simply say, let me just write it after this cell so that you can not get confused, and you will see that optimize command was already applied on top of it. So you can just simply say optimize and then table name. That's it. It is so simple. It is so simple. SQL, simple. When you just run this, let me just run this. So it will just apply the optimize command on top of it. In this scenario, we already have 1 partition, so it will not optimize anything, but it is just for the syntax, right? This was all about deletion vectors, and trust me, bro, this knowledge is very important for you. Now, how I learned this? So the thing was, I was just building one project. It was a hobby project, like I was just building on my own using Azure. So in that particular Delta log, I was just doing something. Then I saw in the Delta log, let me show you. So let me open the Delta log. So I was just reading a log similar to this one, and I was saying, and I was not aware of deletion vectors. Is this man? Okay, just ignore. So I was just I was not even aware of delta deletion vectors, because it's the recent you can say addition. It is not a recent addition, but it was an option to add it to your tables. But I was not aware that Databricks has auto enabled it on all the tables. I was like, what? I was obviously like, how I just can get to know that my table has deletion vectors turned on? Obviously. So I was seeing, wait, I am removing this partition. Why this Delta Lake is adding it back? I was like, what? This cannot even happen. Then I just digged so deeper inside this. I just queried individual packet file. Then I saw, wait, something fishy happened. Now this packet file just has 1 record instead of whole file. Why? Then I just dig deeper, and at the end of the day, I got to know about this as a concept, that we have a deletion vectors turned on in our delta tables. I was like, what? But I spent the whole day and now you got the knowledge like this. That gives me satisfaction. That gives me satisfaction when I share that knowledge with you. So this was all about deletion vectors. Now, and this was all about Delta Lake. So we learned so much in Delta Lake. Obviously, you can now play and just do more and more stuff, explore. Now we will learn something special. It's called Autoloader. Yes, it's called Autoloader. What is this thing and why do we need Autoloader? Let me show you why do we need Autoloader. But wait. I just remember that I want to discuss this important concept. Yes, I want to do this. So what's that? That pulled you back. So it was deep clone versus shallow clone in Delta tables. What's that? As the name suggests, this is used for the cloning. This is used for cloning. So what is this deep clone and what is this shallow clone? Concept is almost similar. So there's one difference between both. So when we create deep clone, so it clones the metadata plus data. So it is similar to CTAS statement. If you are similar to CTAS, create table as select, it will do exact same work. It will just copy the table used as select statement and it will just do the same work. In case of shallow clone, it will only copy the metadata and data will be residing there. Ansh, you should just show us. Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am. I will just show you. Okay. I will just postpone my gym and I will just show you this first and then I will go to gym. Okay. Request accepted. Okay. By the way, I haven't taken my pre-workout meal as well, so I don't know. I don't know. I'll just have a shake and let's see. Let's see the energy. Let's see. Okay. Jokes apart. So first of all, I want to create a table and I will use my table which is called Delta Table 2. Okay, or Delta Table 1. It's like fine. We can just use Delta Table 1 as well. No worries. Okay, let's create. So syntax is very similar. So create, let me just use SQL. Yes, create table and then table name. It is giving us, so this is the CTS command. Okay, so let's remove it. We do not want to use this. Okay, then I will call it as deep clone table. Okay, then I will simply say deep clone, and from where we need to clone it, let's create a clone based on table instead of table 2. So it will just create a cloned table and I will just show you the table as well. Don't worry, you will see data and metadata both will be updated, both will be like cloned. So one good question can be arisen. So will it impact anything? Like let's say if you already know that we are cloning our table based on this Delta Table 1. If we update anything on this table, on this source, will it impact anything? The answer is no, and I will show you as well, don't worry. So let's query both the tables. First of all, select asterisk from our clone table. It is called deep table, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, deep clone table. Oh, not deep clone. Yeah, deep clone table. Okay, let me query this. So it will give you the same result that you have on this table. Okay, now I will simply update that data. By simply going here, or where my update command? Where is my update command? Yeah, here. So this is my table. Now I will just update it again. It's updated. Now let me just query this table, this clone table. This will not get impacted. See, same result. But if I just write it here, table, delta table, which is the source for clone, it will be changed. See, that means both the tables are independent. Why? Because if I just run the history, on my clone table, let me just run the history, describe history, okay, on deep clone table. Perfect. Now you see something good. What's that? It is obviously version 0 because we have just created the table, but operation is clone and the source version is 4. That means it will only pick the version 4 of the source. Got it? Yes. If it has version 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it doesn't bother. It doesn't bother. Now I will show you the data actually stored in this. Okay. Let me run describe extended command to know the location, and I will show you. Describe extended. Okay. Then man catalog deep table, deep clone table. Let me run this. I will know the location. I will show you that data is also copied because we need to test the shallow clone as well after this, right? Right. Okay, so it is stored in the managed location, which is Metastore root, and then it is with starting with 3D something. So I will simply go to my meta root, Metastore root, and then meta directory. It is inside this 3D something, and then it is inside tables. Now I just need that ID. Okay, what's the ID? What's the ID? What's the ID? Let me just copy it and just let me just paste it here. It is starting with C5 something. C5 something. Perfect. This is my data. This is my data. This is my data. So as you can see, delta log plus data is copied. Let me just create shallow clone table for you, and you will see only metadata will be copied. Only metadata will be cloned, not the data. Let me create that for you. Let me do that for you. Okay, this is deep clone. Let me just first of all write deep clone. Do you want to go to gym with me? Do you? Let's go together. Let's go. Okay, so this is deep clone. Okay. So percentage MD, and now we can simply say, we can just make it bold. We will simply say shallow clone. Simple, perfect. Now I will just create a shallow clone table. How we can create it? Create table man kata dot this, and we will call it as shallow table. Perfect. And simply we will write shallow clone, and source will be same. Man kata dot delta table. Perfect. Let me run this. Now you will see what happened, bro. Shallow clone is only supported for managed table. So what? Shallow clone is only supported for managed table type. The table shell type is not managed. Really? When did we just give the location, bro? Oh, I see. Because delta table is our external table, and if we want to just create shallow clone, then we have to use managed table. No worries. We have like lots of table. We have managed table. Don't worry. So we can simply go to manage kata, manage schema, and then we have tables called man table. Yeah. Then we can just use man table. We don't need to worry, because obviously it manages the schema of that thing, and it will just bring the schema of delta table. So we can simply say man table, and now it should work. Cannot be found. Oh, really? It is under man kata, and it is under man schema. Oh, man table. It is not man table. See, Databricks doesn't provide good recommendations every time. We have to be smart. We have to be alert. Okay, so now it is creating shallow clone. So shallow clone only works with the managed tables as a source, but deep clone can do everything. So now I will just simply show you the data. Describe. This is SQL extended, and then perfect. Let me just run this. Okay, now you can see type is managed. Now as you can see, type is managed. Simple. Obviously it was managed at that time as well. Yep. Now we just need this copy, and I just want the ID. So it is starting with F4F. Let me just go back here. Let me just go to meta directory, 3D, tables, F4F. Here is my folder. Before clicking on it, I should not see the data. I should only see delta log. Let's click on it. Perfect. Slow claps for Ansh, Lamba and my data fam. Slow claps. Boom. Perfect. It was all about delta log, delta lake, shallow clone, deep clone. Everything is covered. Everything is covered. Perfect. Now we can just complete our autoloader. Autoloader is very important, and obviously we use Spark streaming for that. Do not need to worry. Your boy is here to explain everything from scratch. So we will just look at it in just few minutes. So this is the main player. Autoloader. That is the hot topic. So basically the thing is, when you have, let's say, a source, okay, this is your source. So we use it to incrementally load the data. Let's say we want to just incrementally load the data. We want to incrementally ingest the data, and we do not want to just load the data again and again like full load. So we use something called as incremental loading with autoloader. Okay, simple. Now we have something called as destination, or let's say sink, right? So initially we have one file. Okay, we have transferred this file here. Okay, then next day we have two more files. Okay, now do you really want me to load all the three files or just these two files? Your answer will be just these two files. So this thing is possible with autoloader. It will just pick these two files instead of all the three files. How? It creates something called as checkpoint. Yes, it creates something called as checkpoint. Perfect. It creates basically two checkpoints. One is for schema, which is referred by the source, and one is at sync, because whenever it wants to write the data, it wants to see the location and it wants to see the state of the data of the table. So it creates a folder called checkpoint. Like we will create checkpoint folder, it will create a folder called source inside this, called source. Yeah, source folder. And inside this it will create something called as db rocks. Yep, db rocks. It will create something called as db rocks. Inside this db rocks, it will store all the metadata, like what files are being written and everything. Like all the information will be used, all the information will be used from this particular db rocks folder, which will be acting as a metadata. Simple? Yes, simple. And don't worry, we will be using Spark streaming for it, and do not get afraid of using Spark streaming and all. It is very simple. We just need to use streaming. Instead of using read, we will just use read stream, and instead of using write, we will use write stream. So I will just show you how you can just do streaming on the data. Let's see. So let's create a new notebook for our autoloader. Let's create a new notebook quickly. So we'll just simply click on new notebook and we'll say autoloader. Autoloader. Simple. So first of all, obviously, as we have just discussed, that we need a source. So in this particular scenario, we can just put any table as our source, like anything. So let's create a source. Okay. So I will simply go to my containers and I will simply just go to my container and I will simply create two directories. One is I will call it as source, simple source. Perfect. Simple source. Save. Fail to add directory. Why? Why? Path already exists. Oh, we already have source. Okay. Don't worry. We can say auto source for autoloader source, right? Don't worry, bro. Don't worry. We have naming convention, and then we can just create auto sync. Perfect. Auto sync. Perfect. Then in auto source, I will just upload some random Parquet file. I have some Parquet files. You can just use it. Use that Parquet file. Do not need to worry. So I will simply upload it. So I have uploaded this file. Don't worry. I will just provide this file in my GitHub repository. You do not need to worry, bro. Just learn and feel happy. Just learn and feel happy and just go to gym. Don't worry. I'm not going to gym. I first need to share all the information with you, and then only I will go. My priority is you over my gym. Really? Yeah, bro. So we have this file, right? We have this file. Okay. So now we need to use something called as reading stream. We will be creating streaming data frame. How we can just create it? Your boy is here to tell you each and everything. Do not need to worry. Let's create it. Simply, I will say %md. Then I will create heading. I will say autoloader. Perfect. Then I will simply make it bold and I will simply say streaming data frame. Oops. Streaming data frame. Perfect. Okay, let's create streaming data frame. How we can create it, I will tell you. Simply say df equals to spark dot read stream, and I think I should just import libraries as well. So we can simply say from PySpark dot SQL dot functions. Oh bro, I'm so tired. Import asterisks. But I feel joy whenever I just share knowledge. So I mean, what? Oh, we didn't attach our cluster, so that's why it was just showing that. Okay, now it is attached. So I was saying that I feel joy whenever I just share the knowledge with you, and when I just communicate with you through this virtual screen. But imagine me just sitting right there teaching you, do this, do that, do this, do that. Okay. Let's do one thing. There's this. Wait. Let me think what I'm saying. So let's organize one live event, or let's say one live session between you, me. Like, we will have so much of fun. Trust me. So this session, so mark my words. I'm not kidding. Mark my words. We will be organizing one live session on my 10,000 subscribers. Okay. So we will have one live session in which we will be just learning something live. So you can just pick one favorite topic of yours. We will just create a poll and we will just say which topic we want to learn. Maybe we'll be building one live project, or maybe we will be learning, let's say, Databricks live for like 2 to 3 hours, and we will have a live session. We will have conversation. We will learn together. We will grow together, and that live session will be on 10K subscribers on YouTube. So just make sure to subscribe, to hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, share it on all the platforms. Just make it happen as soon as possible, because we gonna have so much of fun in life. You can imagine the amount of fun we will be having. So see, I will be having like conversations like with you all, trust me. So in person, like in live, not in person, like virtual in person. Okay. So simply run this. We have already run this. So now I will create a read stream. Then I just need to say format. So in Autoloader, we need to define format as Parquet. No, we need to define format as cloud files. That is the format that we pick, cloud files. Simple. Then I will simply go to next line by using this slash button. Then I will say dot option. This Databricks is very smart. This is giving me suggestion. Cloud files dot format CSV. No, our format is Parquet. Then we define the file format like using cloud files. Then there's one more thing, we need to define schema location. How we can do it? Oh, it has provided this suggestion as well. Very good. So now we will define the schema location. Why do we define? Why do we need to define the schema location? Because let's say, obviously we do not need to define the schema for our data frame. Spark will automatically infer the schema for us. Infer schema means like it will automatically detect the schema, but it needs to save that schema to a location. Why? Why? Tell me one thing. If schema evolves in future, it can just go there and just refresh its cached schema. Yes, when we initiate the query, which is dot read stream, it cached the schema. But when schema evolves, we need to refresh this query. Got it? Smart. Now we will just give the location, and in our case, it is abfss. It is my container. Perfect. @storage modderdb. Perfect. .dfs .core .windows.net. Within this, we have something called as auto sync. So we will store the schema in sync location, auto sync. Then we will create a folder inside this called check. Perfect. And inside this, we should create something called a schema, or it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Okay. No, we just need to create check. That's fine. Okay. Perfect. Then we can simply start the stream. And in our scenario, the source is auto source. Perfect. Let's start the stream. What will happen? Nothing will happen. Why? because of lazy evaluation. It is just queries just queries just run for like syntactical errors, but it is not actually started because of lazy evaluation until and unless we just provide an action. So in our scenario, it is write stream, right? So I will simply say df.writestream.format. It's not cloud file this time. I want to save my data in delta format, let's say. Okay, or let's say in Parquet format. We can just save it in any format, right? Then we need to make sure of few things. First of all, we need to provide the checkpoint location. So we will say dot option checkpoint location is equal to, in our scenario, it will be auto sync check. Very smart, very good. Why do we need to provide the checkpoint location? So the scenario is when it will just load the very first Parquet file. Okay, it is fine. But when it will be going to load the other files, it need to first go to the checkpoint location so that it can just read all the logs mentioned there in the rocksdb, and then it can just read the other two files which are not read right now. Smart, smart, smart. You're learning a lot. Then we need to define something called as trigger dot option, or let's say dot trigger. Perfect. Now we have two options. One is like available now equals to true, and next we have, I think, something called as processing time equals to 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So available now is a kind of batch trigger that will trigger all the data once and it will stop streaming, but that's not we want. It is just for the batch processing when you have so much of data that is pending. We'll be doing live streaming. So for that, we will simply use processing time equals to, let's say, 10 seconds. 10 seconds are enough. Like it will be just going to the query even after 10 seconds, like in every 10 seconds. Perfect. Then we get something called as start. Then we need to define the location. abfss, then my container auto sync, and I will just create a folder called data. Now when I will just click on this, it will start the query. Just see, and it will just give you the graph as well. Graph, yes, see, click on this button and you will see graph, and you will see the ingestion as well, live ingestion. See, now you will see the graph. Just wait, line chart. It is just writing the data, and the best thing, see, here's the information, and there is a concept called QPL, query progress log, which is this one, raw data. So it tells you all the things like this is your batch, like ID, this is your batch ID, then you have timestamp, you have processing time, everything. Everything means everything. Why it is down now? Because data is already copied, so it is done. Now I will just upload one more file, and you will see it will automatically transfer that file only. It will not transfer two files, it will just transfer one file. Let me show you. I will go to this tab and I will upload another Parquet file. So this is my second file that I have uploaded. So I will click on upload button and you will see the magic. Let me click on upload button. Let me go to Databricks quickly, and you will see graph will go up like this. Just have a look. Because it will just process the data that is automatically coming in the source, and it will automatically transfer that data or copy that data to the location that is the sync. See, it went up, it went up, it went up, it went up automatically. I didn't do anything, it automatically went up. So let me go to the sync and let me see if it has just copied two files or more, because in first iteration we copied just one file. In second iteration it should copy only one file, not two files. So in total, instead of having three files, we will just have two files. Just see, auto sync data, perfect, perfect, perfect. I will show you something else as well. What's that? Do you remember we created the checkpoint location? Just click on that, and when you create checkpoint location in the sync, in the write stream, you get these three things of metadata, offsets, and commits, right? And this schemas as well. Then this sources will get created when you create the schema location. Explore this, click on that folder, and you will see rocksdb. This has all your logs. This has your all the logs, and it will be treated as metadata. Then you can see the metadata here. If this metadata changes, it will create another file here, like in the rocksdb, and you will see instead of having 0, if you see here 0, you will have like 1, and you will see the schema is changed, and you will see the new schema here. This was all about your auto loader. Auto loader. Simple. So now do not forget to turn off this streaming cluster, otherwise it will be running and running and running, and your manager will shout at you. So simply click on cancellation. Yes. Now we want to stop our streaming. Simple, simple, simple. Now I want to discuss one last topic which is very important, and we will quickly have a look on this. It is very simple. It is called workflows. I promised you that I will just show you workflows. I can just delay my gym, don't worry. I have to share everything, bro. I have to share. So for that, workflows is basically a kind of pipeline that we create, the orchestration flow that we want. Like this notebook should run first, second notebook should run second, third notebook should run third. So it is kind of flow that we create. So for that, we will just create, let's say, only one notebook. I will just show you how you can just run that. So let's create one dummy notebook. Okay, let's create new notebook, and let's create actually two notebooks. Let's create two notebooks. Okay, so I will call it as notebook one, and I will simply write some demo code. Let's say print hello Ansh, you are my heart. Okay, I'm self-obsessed. Okay, okay, so this is a kind of simple command, and we can just run it as well, right? And we can just create second notebook, new notebook, and then in this we can say I can just say I love you as well. Okay, obviously I love my data community, yaar. Bro, come on, man. Don't I love you? And don't you love me? I know you love me a lot. So these are my two notebooks, and let me just name it as notebook 2. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's go to workflows. Let's create a workflow. Currently we do not have any workflow. Click on create job. Then it will give us the canvas. Wow, this looks really, really classy. So first of all, we will call it as task name. We will call it as, let's say, task 1. Let's say task 1. Type is notebook, workspace is this one. We need to select the path. So in our scenario, it is here, notebook 1. Click on confirm. Then it needs to just, if we have like parameters, we can just give parameters, dependent libraries. And obviously if we do not want to use this UI, we can just click on JSON, and we can just provide the parameter in the form of key value pairs. But UI is fine, and we do not have any parameters, so it's fine. Okay, then I will just simply click on this plain canvas, and I will simply click on save and continue. Okay, then I want to attach one more task. Which one? This one. It's a notebook. Okay, and this is my task 2. If you remember, I just replied I love you more. So okay, so I will just simply pick this one, notebook 2. I will simply say create task. Perfect, 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 perfect. So now if you see, I have my data pipeline having two tasks, task 1, task 2. I want to run this pipeline. I want to run this pipeline. How I can just run this? Simply click on run now, and we can just see the run as well, like the progress of this task. So now these tasks are running, and let's see what is the output of it. Like it should just, it is a kind of DAG, you can say, like directed acyclic graph. So first this task will be running, and then this task will be running. So it is like running right now, and you can see job ID. And here you have like all the things like start time, status is running, run ID, everything, 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 everything. So let me just switch to tasks, and let's see. Perfect. And then, so when you just click on this task 1, you should actually choose your cluster. So this one, and task 2, first of all, save and continue, and simply click on this my cluster, right? And then it should be fine, save task. And then we can just click on run now, because it was just running that job cluster and it was taking so much of time. So we can just use our existing cluster, and we can just see view run. Now we should just see it is running. Task 1 is running, and it is using our compute, which is this one, instead of using job cluster. And I know I need to just solve this. I will just show you, bro. I'm not kidding. You're taking me for granted, bro. You're taking me for granted. Let me just solve it for you till the time it is running. So okay. You're taking me for granted, bro. Okay. Okay, what's the status? Okay, it ran. Okay, okay. It is not solved, but I will solve it in just few minutes. Just hold on, just hold on. I will just solve it. Okay, so our this thing is run. This thing is done. Let me just click on it, and I should just see the output. Hello, Ansh, you are my heart. I know, I know, I know, I know. Then, okay, this was. Do not worry. This was for the previous cluster that it was running based on the job clusters. Then when we just define our own cluster, it ran successfully. As you can see, this is successful, duration 23 seconds. This was failed because I just cancelled it because of it was just taking so much of time. Simply click on it. You should see task 2, my reply to you, I love you as well. Okay. Okay, so this was all about your Databricks session, in which we have covered like almost all the updated knowledge, all the things like we have discussed so much. I started the session in the morning. It's like 5:20 p.m. right now. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Yes, this is solved. This is solved. I told you that I will solve you. So you can just see red, blue, white, green, orange, yellow. I'm really happy that you learned a lot. Just a quick tip for you, what you can expect now. I told you that you should watch my Databricks Fundamentals Masterclass video. So I will just attach the link to that video in the description. Second thing, you should watch PySpark full course video of mine. Why? Because when you just work with Databricks, we used PySpark transformations, right? We use functions, we use like so much of things related to big data transformation. So if you want to become a pro PySpark developer, you can just watch that video. It is like 6 to 7 hours long dedicated video. And yes, you should definitely watch that video. And if you want to watch that video, click on the video coming on the screen and I will see you there.